Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have a lot of shit to talk about this week. First off, I am proud to say that this episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast is sponsored by Yoga Ralph's Yoga Experience. My dude does not have a name for it yet, but since we spoke last, whenever I say we, I'm talking you and I, whoever's listening. I took my first full yoga class. All right. My boy Ralph is a interesting guy. He is your most stereotypical yinzer you will ever meet in your life. Pop culture references, the McKeesport slang, the Pittsburgh slang, everything you could ever want in a Pittsburgh character. Almost like the not corny version of Pittsburgh Dad. Because, I don't really mess with Pittsburgh Dad too much. R.I.P. to his father, though, who inspired the Pittsburgh Dad character. Even though I'm not really into it, that's someone's dad. And that dude, I could appreciate the characters in Pittsburgh. The downtown and all that shit. I don't say downtown and all that shit, but, I get it. I get the lore of it all. But, so Ralph from my experience, Ralph is going to try to do some shit that is completely different from what's going on right now. I'm talking hip hop instrumentals. I'm talking slang. I'm talking not your average cookie cutter, middle-aged woman, yoga class with a bunch of random ass people listening to Enya in the background. This dude is just offering something different. All right. And, I'm not someone who is, I was never real keen to doing yoga. If the situation would have came in front of me, I probably would have took advantage of it. But, I've been trying to be a yes man lately. I've been trying to step out of my comfort zone lately. So Ralph was like, yo, dude, I'm in school right now to become a yoga instructor. I need to teach a beginner a full-length class. I was like, how long is a full-length class? He was like, around 70 minutes. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I was like, come on over, dude. Let's do it. Ralph came to my house. We listened to some dope-ass music, and I had my first yoga class. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It was ridiculously exhausting. I was surprised. I was just surprised from how much of a workout you'd get from bending over and doing some crazy stretching, but it was insane. But Ralph's about to be finishing up school here very soon, and he's going to be doing and dropping classes. So I wanted to take a time to promote what he does. He definitely he shows me love with all this podcast shit, and I reciprocate the respect. The people that showed me respect, I'm all for them. I'm sure you guys know about Streets on Carson by now if you're listening. Those are my people down there. I fuck with them heavy. Finally getting over from being sick, thank God. But maybe it was the yoga that helped me. But Ralph's yoga is it's coming soon, and it's going to be coming quick, and you guys better get on board with it. You could follow him on Instagram at Chunky Doowop, ChunkyDowapp. All right, so on to the next bit. Today is Thursday, Valentine's Day. If it's early in the morning, you dudes better go grab your girl some flowers or some shit. And you know what, women, go get your dude something. Go get him a card or some shit. Guys like dumbass shit. Go get him something random. Go get him a fucking I don't even know. Candy? I don't know. Go get him something. Reciprocate it. Everyone, we should all reciprocate shit. But I'm going to see Tom Segura tonight. For people that don't know who Tom Segura is, he is a hilarious comedian. He's going to be performing at Carnegie Lecture Hall. I think it's sold out, but the reason everyone is here for, I have a special guest this week. You might have heard of him on his previous podcast, but I brought back one of my good friends, Matt Light. Matt Light is a comedian in Pittsburgh who recently just went through a hell of a time. So if you guys are familiar with a company called Barstool Sports is guess you would call them like a media company or some shit. Like they have accounts on all social media. They create content. They repost funny ass shit. The president, Dave Portnoy, has one of my favorite channels with the One Bite Everyone Knows the Rule pizza. I'm sure you've came across it. But they also host this fighting organization called Rough N Rowdy. Rough N Rowdy, if I could describe it, would be like Fight Club mixed with Trailer Park Boys. So it's a bunch of like bro-y type Trailer Park Boy vibe guys who sign up to get in the ring for, I believe it's 3 1-minute rounds. So to get involved with this, you got to like cut like a promo. You got to get on the mic like, fuck you, pussy, I'm going to come and beat your ass. And, you know, the whole 9 yards. But Matt Light started some shit on Twitter, which kind of caught fire a little bit. And they hit him up and they were like, yo, dude, would you ever be involved, or would you ever want to be involved with Rough N Rowdy? And obviously Matt Light was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And this whole podcast is his entire story about how he what's the right word? He technically lost, but this dude is going to be remembered by them for a very long time. He absolutely stole the show, and he had a very, very organic and just insane feeling WWE moment at a boxing match. So it's just wild because, you know, WWE shit doesn't happen like that. But this dude really just flip these dudes up on their head. No one knew what was going on. Matt got knocked down in the first round. It was a quick stoppage, and then he basically was like, I'm not fucking leaving, and he just kind of stole the show. And you'll hear all about it on this episode. So thanks again. Without further ado, episode 57 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with Matt Light.
Telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. But me and Antoinette bought the fucking Rough N Rowdy, and I was explaining to her what it was, and that you were going to be a, would you call yourself a contestant? Fighter? Main event.
Yeah.
And she was like, holy shit. And like, she didn't know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And I was showing her some of the cuts of like the people that are like, yeah, I'm going to fuck you up and all this shit. And,
you thought that conversation went weird. You know how awkward it was explaining to my girlfriend what I was doing?
I bet it was, dude.
I was like, hey, remember that Barstool audition? She's like, yeah. I was like, you know how it didn't go well? She's like, yeah. I was like, I think it just went worse. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, now I got to fight a dude who's 9 inches taller than me on pay-per-view.
Yeah, dude. So that's ridiculous. So now to sum this all up, now I don't want to. I kind of want to get the time template, or the times of everything right. So in the beginning, you're obviously a big comedian in the city, big comedian all around. You've been performing forever. You've been on here before. Mm-hmm. We talked about you fucking beating cancer's ass, and how you kind of came into your own with the whole comedy shit. And I wanted to talk to you about all this Barstool shit. I know that you did that Barstool audition.
Right.
It was called Barstool Idol.
Yeah.
So what is that?
So, and that's the thing, is they really don't even know what it is.
I had, from an outsider's point of view, I had not a clue what it was. I thought you were going to be singing in front of like.
I know you kept texting me like, what song are you going to sing? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, how do I respond to this? Is he messing with me?
No clue what it was though. So what is it?
Well, so I had no idea what it was either. You know, I was a fan of Barstool. Like, I was a casual fan. You know, like how a woman likes the Steelers? Like, that's how I was with Barstool. Like, I knew what they were. I thought they were funny, but I couldn't tell you anything about them.
Yeah, yeah.
So my buddy says, hey, like, you want to work for Barstool? And I was like, yeah. He's like, they got open auditions. You just got to send a video. And I was like, well, they always show videos of like dudes getting slammed through tables at games and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I did that shit at my shows. That'll get me an audition, right? Because they're probably going to be like, well, who the hell's this guy? So I sent them this in like April. And they said, well, we'll get back to you in like, no, I sent it in March. And they said, we'll get back to you in like May. And I didn't hear anything from them in May. And then it comes middle of June. Or no, it was the end of May. And they were like, hey, do you want to audition? There's 30 people we took out of 6,000 videos to come to New York. And I was like, okay. So they CC'd everyone. So I saw who everyone was.
Yeah.
So I went on YouTube, obviously, and looked up every single person that I could find.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these dudes ain't shit. Like, there's no way I'm going to lose this, right?
Yeah.
So I go to New York. I go to audition. When I went to audition, the first thing they say is like, oh, yeah, Dave doesn't like stand-up, so probably don't do stand-up. You probably won't win. And I was like, oh, okay, the thing that I do, don't do that.
Yeah,
I was like,
don't do that.
It's like, what should I do, right? So I'm downstairs and I'm listening and I kind of inside there where I knew who was moving on and who wasn't.
Yeah.
And I realized that 4 people already went on before me that moved on out of the 13.
Okay.
And I was like, shit. I was like, I'm not going to get on. And then like I was told, all right, so you got 10 minutes. Now just throw out your ideas and see what happens.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not moving on. There's no way. And I just got so flustered and I didn't know what to do that I kind of just froze. And was like, here's ideas I have for you guys. Like, it was almost like a PowerPoint presentation without a PowerPoint,
yeah.
you know? And they were like, no. But then Dave, the guy that owned Barstool that started
Dave Portnoy. You were auditioning in front of him.
Yeah, in front of the Prez, Big Cat, and Francis, who won last year.
Okay.
Those two immediately said no. They're like, yeah, not for me. But Dave said, I like your Man on the Street. I think it's good.
Yeah.
He said, this contest just isn't for you, but send me an email and maybe, you can still work here.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it was weird because like he's like the Simon Cowell. So he's like the dickhead of this whole thing, but he was super nice to me. And I was like, do I send him an email? He probably won't read it. So I don't send one, right? I don't move on. I get completely hammered. I went Facebook Live, got completely hammered in New York, and I was like, screw this, I'm so pissed. They picked the wrong idiots. Like, I should have moved on, yada, yada, yada. So 4 months go by. I unfollowed everything on Barstool. It's that bitterness. Like, I didn't want to see anything that they did.
100%.
I was, a crybaby about it. And my buddy was like, I bet you we can get you back on. I said, how? He's like, if we tweet at the winner, he's going to look at it because more than likely he has the least amount of followers and he still cares what people think about him.
Yeah.
I was like, go after him and I'll chirp in. So I went after him and I said, oh, that's what happens when you get undeserved opportunities and you're a fucking weirdo.
Now, am I wrong? Is this that young Manus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's young Manus, and it was nothing personal against him.
No, I get it, but like,
he was the easiest target.
Absolutely, and I remember seeing you saying shit to him because like I'm like you, like I'm a casual fan of Barstool.
Yeah.
I see the viral videos, and I'm a big fan of the pizza. One bite, everyone knows the
He's
rules.
Hysterical. Yeah.
Yeah, like the dude he's hilarious and he's a genius. But I seen that you were like getting into it with them, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so this dude, you started chirping at him, and then it kind of manifests.
And he kind of bullied me back though, which was nice. Like he said, he said you couldn't even get past the first round of Barstool Idol. What makes you think you can do Rough N Rowdy like that?
Yeah.
And I was, oh, good for you, man. Like that's good that he's sticking up, but I don't want to fight you. I want somebody else.
Yeah.
So I kept going, right? So then Sean Latham, who's $20 chef, complete piece of shit. And I've heard this through multiple comedians that I know, like throughout LA and New York area. They just don't like this guy. And he's just one of them hard asses that like thinks he's tougher than he is. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'll whoop your ass. Yada, yada. And I was like, whenever you want, bro.
He came at you first?
Came at me.
Okay.
And he's like, you want to go to Rough N Rowdy, huh? Well, first, you got to fight somebody in Jacksonville, because that was Rough N Rowdy 6. I said, I ain't fighting anybody to fight you. I said, you're 0-1. Go fuck yourself. If anything, you got to prove
He was
yourself.
0-1?
Yeah, he lost to the Morgantown show.
Oh, okay.
And I went to that show, and like, which was crazy because I would have never thought 11 months later I'd be fighting him at the main event.
Right.
So he's like, yo, you got to fight somebody in Jacksonville. And I was like, well, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not fighting anyone in Jacksonville. I don't have to prove shit to you. And honestly, I couldn't afford the trip. So I didn't do it. And I wasn't in shape. So he says, he's like, fuck you, whatever. So it goes blank for about 10 days. Then I look at my DMs on Instagram. Now his producer, whose name is Booze, Ryan, he hits me up and goes, hey, do you really want to fight Chef? And I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, I think we can make great content out of it. We could do a battle between you two, and you know, this will be good for both of you. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Now the $20 chef was genuinely like being like malicious to you, right?
Yeah, he was a dick. Like
Okay.
he 100 like he kept saying I was a hack and stuff like that. And then he said the same thing that I said about him. How I said I know there's comics that don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, he said he talked to a few Pittsburgh comedians that said the same thing about me, how I'm a hack and I'm unfunny and unoriginal and all I do is Pittsburgh references. And I know exactly who he's talking about. And they know that I know too. So I'm going to
it's a small community.
Yeah, I'm going to let them fucking know soon, you know, that I know what happened.
Yeah.
So, but it was funny because like he's like, well, you don't post any of your clips online. I'm like, who the fuck does? You know, when you look at most comedians, you know, as far as like if they're not putting a special out there, their shit's not online. You can't look at it. There's a reason why comics put your shit in a phone before you, because they don't want it out there.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? Take clips of every single set you have?
Yeah, like I don't know what he wanted me to do. So that's why I started doing like sketch videos anyways, to be like, hey, I'm funny off camera, like doing skits, and I'm funny on stage. This is what I use to sell myself, you know? So anyways, he says all I do is Pittsburgh references. Yeah, and Pittsburgh shows, it's easy. Why not talk about shit that they can relate to?
For sure.
In the first 3 minutes, win them on my side, then talk about my dick.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And so anyways, like this guy literally does not like me. And I'm just playing along with it,
See, I didn't know if it was like a wrestling like cut where he was like,
that's how it was for me.
Like, yo, like let's punch it up a little bit, like
I mean that's how it was for me because you know like this is my chance to like, for me, you know, the way that I looked at it, this was my second opportunity to get in front of these Barstool guys.
Absolutely.
And if I had to get my ass beat by a guy double my size, I was gonna do that. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I accepted the fight and I said, let's fucking go. I said, you say whatever you want about me, I don't care. You know what I mean? And then, so we just went after each other. And it was annoying because they come out and they're like, they want to film this video for me, right?
Yeah.
And they want to do this training video. They're like, well, we want to get you training. Well, I didn't tell them I was training. Because the last thing I wanted to do was have this guy show up and see exactly what I'm doing on tape and be like, okay, he's a lefty, he does this, this is his weakness.
Typical things you don't want your opponent to see.
So I said, I'm not training. So I took him to Jack's Bar in the South Side. And because they're Barstool, I was bench pressing a Barstool. And I was like, let's go, motherfuckers. And I was drinking. I was eating McDonald's. I was doing all this stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
Just to be funny, to make it entertaining.
Absolutely.
And he's like, you're disrespecting the sport. You're making a mockery of the sport. I'm like, bro, nobody watches Rough N Rowdy if they're boxing fans.
100%.
They put on ESPN. They put on Showtime. They put on HBO. They want to watch extra chromosome, white trash, incest, fucking idiots swing haymakers at each other. That's what they want to see. And they want to see the big bros that have popcorn muscles, them fucking douchebags, get rocked by some skinny crackhead.
Them two monsters towards the end of your
oh
card.
my God, the guy with the green tank top? He let the dude hit him in the face and didn't flinch?
Those were some big boys.
And how about this? The little one? He was 20 years old.
Oh, really?
Dude, his beard was down to his tits.
Yeah, that was...
like, when did he start growing that? At 9?
I could not grow a beard that long whenever I was in that age.
It was unbelievable, man.
That definitely is... so, for people that don't know, Rough N Rowdy is a fighting tournament.
It's like the Tough Man competitions.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, I do remember that. It's like... so, how many people were there? Was there 30 fights?
There was 28 fights, so there had to have been 56 competitors.
Yeah. So now, after this, Sean Latham's producer like hits you up and says like, "Yo, like, do you really want to do this?" Now he doesn't have Like, is his producer part of Barstool?
Yeah, so they came over from Heartland. They worked at the indie branch where Pat McAfee did. When Pat McAfee left, he didn't bring Sean with him. Now, I don't know if he did that because Sean had a deal with Barstool already where he was going to New York, or just things fell off.
Yeah.
But I saw that, McAfee even tweeted, "Hey, good luck, homie," and all that shit. And people thought he was actually going to show up.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But yeah, so yeah, he's with Barstool.
So you're.
So I wasn't going to bring that fucking guy in and
absolutely.
show him anything. I already had a mismatch to begin with.
100%. So how tall are you?
I'm 5'5.5".
5'5.5", and how much do you weigh? Before you started training.
Before I started training, I was 203.
And before you started training, have you done any physical workouts whatsoever?
In the last 4 or 5 years, no.
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight in my whole life. It just was a chance to be in front of these guys.
Fuck yeah, dude. Why
and
not?
I would do it all over again.
You got a fucking ball sack on you to go out there and because how big is this dude? 6'3"?
6'2", 6'3", and he said
1.5 eyes.
Cut down to 227, which means what the fuck was he before that?
He was a big.
Yo, and when I shoved him at the weigh-ins, I was like, this prick is solid.
Solid.
I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you about this. Whenever I saw your weigh-ins and I saw you come in wearing that American tracksuit, and I saw this other dude, I was like, that dude's a whole head taller than him, and he is thick as fuck. And as soon as you pushed him and you like kind of went back a little bit, I was like, ooh. I was like, Jesus.
How do you think I felt?
I know. So
and I was like, just sell it. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, so your preparation after like this dude hits you up, and like, how did you find out that this was going to be a real thing?
So like, they kind of played hide and go seek with me, and I had to talk to them for like 2.5 months before I got the official go ahead.
Oh yeah,
and they were like, "Yeah, we're thinking about doing. Yeah, we're probably gonna do it. We'll see. We got to talk to Erica, who owns Barstool now, Erica Narduzzi, and Dave, and see if they want to approve it."
Okay.
And then I saw Erica followed me on Twitter, and I go, "Oh, shit's maybe real. Maybe she's looking into what I'm doing." And so I was just confused on like if it was going to happen or not. So I was like, why the fuck would I train? Like for what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do shit until I get the go ahead. So I get the go ahead, and then I started training.
When was this go ahead?
It was like the first week of January.
And the fight was February
2nd.
February 2nd. So you had a month.
I had a month.
You had a month to train, and against this fucking gargantuan.
Yeah.
Compared to you, dude. Like he looked.
I can't even defend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the dude was huge, but you definitely stood your ground. So you started training. Now, where were you training at? Because I had someone who hit me up and said, "Yo, do you know Matt Light?" He said,
"Who is it?"
The owner from Streets.
Okay.
The owner from Streets hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, your boy Matt Light, I think he's training at the place that I was boxing at." And he was like, the dude who like ran it or someone, he was showing me some videos of him hitting pads.
Yeah.
Like shit looked pretty
yeah.
Cuz he was asking me, he was like, "Does he fight at all?" And I was like, "I don't think that dude has ever fought." I was like, "I don't know of any."
I got barked, but I mean, I've been in fights, but not fights. You know what I mean?
But like, he was like, he's hitting mitts or he's hitting pads, and I saw a few videos of him. He don't look too bad, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Like, so I knew a little bit beforehand that you were training a little bit.
Yeah, and that was the thing. So I was with Matt Layshock, and he has a little garage gym in Southside.
Yeah,
and then like, so I was training with him for about 2.5 weeks, and then he's like, all right, so we're gonna get you to hard spar. Like, and I was like, what does that mean? He's like, you're going to fucking fight. Like, we're taking you to 3rd Avenue boxing gym, and you're going to fight.
Jeez.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I have no idea who I'm fighting, right? I've been hit maybe like once soft, like before that, right?
Yeah.
So I got this fucking mouthpiece I got at Dunham's, a double mouthpiece that like Plexico Burris had from like the mid 2000s.
The top teeth and the bottom teeth.
Yeah, the pacifier looking fucking mouthpiece. So I show up to this gym and everyone already knows, like, well, who's this kid, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching these two like 15-year-olds go at it. One kid, it was his first time, and the other kid, you could tell he's been doing it for a couple years. And this kid just smacks the shit out of this kid. This kid's eyes were all watery. His nose was all busted and bleeding. And I go, well, at least I'm not going to be that fucking bad. I was worse. I was worse. So they put me in with this dude, Damien. Damien is a 22-year-old 6'2", 250-pound black man who is a 2-time Golden Gloves champion who's 4-0.
Oh my God.
And he says to me before I go in, he's like, hey, I'm going to work with you. Whatever you do, I'm going to do. Right? I don't know how hard I hit, but I hit fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. Right? So we're sparring and we're going, it's like maybe first 15 seconds in. I'm just working on the footwork, positioning and stuff.
Yeah.
He leans over, he throws a jab, and I duck it, and I throw a fucking left, a straight right down the middle, and just fucking blast him in the face. And then I heard everyone go, oh, like, you ain't gonna let that white boy clown you. And in my head, like, I was like, yeah, let's go. But then on the other side, I was like, I'm so fucked.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Bro, he brought the heat.
He opened up a little
that.
bit.
He hit me. The stomach shots didn't affect me that bad, like, because I kind of like, he barely grazed my fat ass. But, dude, he hit me square in the fucking nose. And I felt like Tweety Bird, like getting hit in the face with a frying pan from Sylvester.
For sure.
It's just flattened. And then I didn't know that you're supposed to bite down on the mouthpiece while you're fighting.
Yeah.
So my mouth was wide open, bro.
Yeah, that's
and
how you get knocked out.
He threw a hook at my jaw.
Ugh.
And my mouth just exploded. And
I bet.
And then I'm like, and I'm talking like little Nicky now. I'm like, I can't fucking believe what happened.
My brother Cassius hit me in the face with a shovel.
That's me now. So it was so painful, and it was the end of the round, right?
Yeah.
And like, all right, we're done, like that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And Matt goes, you're not done. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not done. I was like, I'm fucking done, dude. This is it. If this isn't done, what's done? He's like, you're gonna do another round. I was like, you fucking kidding me? He's like, you're going to do another round. And I'm like trying to make excuses. I'm like, well, my asthma's really bad. And, it's a bad time of the year. I can't
100%, yeah.
Puts me back in. Now I'm just fucking pissed off. Like, I fucking hate these two guys that helped me train. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I'm so mad at them right now. I'm so grateful for them. But at the time, I fucking hated them.
For sure.
And now the dude's kind of being cool with me, but he's picking me apart. And anytime I'd leave myself open, he'd smack me. He'd blast me. So this round was 4 minutes long when we were supposed to be doing 2-minute rounds. The timer fucking froze. So I did 4 minutes. I'm like wheezing. At this point, like I was completely gassed. And Matt's like, you're doing another round. And I threw my mouthpiece. I said, suck my dick, dude. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I am done. Dude, I couldn't eat solid food for 3 fucking days.
Yeah,
I was eating smoothies.
He got you pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Did you ever see the picture? My whole nose is busted. My jaw's crooked. And I had to hide it because I didn't want them seeing that I was training.
For sure. So what did you like? What
and I
was
had a
this
concussion. I fought a concussion up until the fight because it was only 2 weeks before the fight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hold on from a quick word. So I do a segment to open the podcast before we go off on all this called "What's in the Cup." What's in your cup?
What's in the cup?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it bai?
Bai.
Bai. Yeah, it's antioxidant infusion.
I believe your first flavor was the coconut lime.
Coconut lime. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have, I can't pronounce that, but it's strawberry lemonade.
Not bad at all.
It's good.
Anyway, so back to this training and this fighting. Now, what was your trainer, Matt, like having you do in the beginning?
So it was pretty much just like conditioning to see where I was at. So
And how scale 1 to 10, what was your conditioning at?
1.
Was it, I mean, like for real though?
Yeah, I mean, like it was a 1. Like
Yeah.
I was pretty out of shape, dude. Like, I mean, because like I was athletic as a kid.
Yeah.
And once 18 hit, I didn't give a fuck anymore. Like,
Absolutely.
What do I care? You know what I mean? I played sports a little bit in high school. You know what I mean? To get girls. You know what I mean? I wanted to look okay to get girls. And then as I got older, I was like,
Fuck it.
fuck, I'm funny. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
funny.
use that shit. That shit works.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, I was totally out of shape, man. I was wheezing, I was out of breath. And the thing is when you don't condition for a fight or train for a fight, when you think you're done, you're not done. You're just scared. You don't know, you've never been pushed that hard before.
100%.
So there's that limit that you don't even know that you have. And like I learned so much, man. Like by the end of the sparring, dude, we were doing 12 simulated rounds.
And
I
you
was
were all right
fine.
with it?
I was fine. I'd come back every day.
That's yeah, because you definitely lost weight. How much weight did you lose?
So I had to weigh 202 for the fight.
Oh, there was weigh-ins?
There's an official weigh-in. I had to weigh 202 for the fight. The night before I flew to Atlanta, I weighed myself. I weighed 187.
Jesus.
So what I did was I called my friend Lauren, who wrestles for me for Blackcraft. I said, I need a favor. She's like, what's up? I was like, I need you to buy me ankle weights. You live in Atlanta. That's why I wore the tracksuit, because you wouldn't be able to see the ankle weights because the pants were swishy.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, so you had to be the minimum of 202?
202.
Oh,
So I had 15 pounds around my ankles. And then if you remember my entrance, my Shawn Michaels Jack vest, that's an 8-pound sanded vest that was underneath my fucking. So dude, literally like the night before, I'm not even kidding, my back hurt so bad, my feet hurt so bad because I had an extra 25 pounds on my body.
For sure.
Just sitting there. So like, I'm not making excuses.
No.
I would have done it all over again. Like, I just wanted to make sure I could fight. So the legit weight difference, I saw him at 227. Jesus. I was 187. So he literally had 40 pounds on me before the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's I mean, you could tell the dude was fucking huge.
He was big, dude, and I wasn't intimidated by him. I just was more stunned by how solid he was, because when he was doing his podcast, he kept or his radio show, he kept telling everybody he was going to cut down to 210, and I said, okay, I could meet him around there.
Yeah, but
I didn't realize my weight was dropping off from everything that I was doing.
That's a good point.
But I was busting my ass off, dude. And that was the biggest disappointment, was the results. I didn't get to show my trainers how grateful I was.
For sure. Now, were you doing were you like waking up doing cardio and shit all the time?
So I had to run a mile every day. I had to do 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 50 something else. But originally it was how many push-ups can you do in a row? And then how before you would stop.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 I started with.
That's not bad.
I could do 20, right? And then I would get to 25, then I would get to 30. Then by like the last week of the fight, because you don't do anything the week of the fight.
Yeah.
I was able to do 50 like that each time.
Jeez.
And just go. You know what I mean? Like, I was in good fucking shape.
That's good.
For me at least.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
And I felt confident, and I really thought I was gonna fuck him up. Even the day of the fight, I was convinced, man.
I mean, it would be dumb to not be confident.
If you don't feel that way, like you won't win.
Now, you were nervous though, I'm sure.
I was so nervous, dude. And and I said, so like I want to rewatch it again to see if there's a shot of me in the corner of the ring, because right before the fight started, the ref goes, "Are you ready?" And I leaned over to Sam and I said, "I am so fucking nervous and scared."
I don't remember seeing a shot of you in the corner.
He said, "You should be, like, because it's a fight." And I was like,
plus the
right.
motherfucker walked out with Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, and I didn't even know.
I mean, I'm sure
I had no clue. And then Layshock, who does promotions for MMA,
yeah,
he goes, former UFC middleweight champ is here.
Oh, yeah.
I said, oh, cool. Is he for me? And then I looked. I go, fuck me, huh?
Yeah, Luke Rockhold is a bad motherfucker. now, realistically, I don't think Luke Rockhold...
What's he going to do?
I don't think he was helping him train.
But
I think
the
that
fact
it was just
that he
like
knows him, it was just another thing that
it's a mental thing.
I was like, great.
It's definitely a mental thing. Who was the dude that you walked out with the mustache?
That was Sam Suska.
Okay.
He's Sam the Butcher. He's hysterical, dude.
Now, where'd that dude come into play?
He boxes with Matt. He's one of Matt's
okay. I
fighters.
didn't know.
He's a beast, dude. It was so funny because like the week before the fight,
he looks like your typical
the guy with the mustache with the put your dukes up from the fucking 30s.
100%.
100%, dude. And the thing is he's one of them dudes. His fighting styles, he gets right up in your face and he just out hits you. He will let you beat his face in. And that was like my last week of training because we did light sparring because I was fucking training with a concussion.
Yeah.
So like he's like, good, you fucking hit me, I'm not gonna hit you that hard, So he would just hit my forehead to kind of like put your shit up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, dude, it literally the second that bell rang, everything that I was taught, I forgot.
100%, dude.
100% forgot everything.
You can't.
I put my head down. I'm throwing fucking haymakers.
100%.
Because when he got close to me, I didn't expect him to get close. My game plan was he's bigger than me. He's going to use his reach. I got to get in there. I got to get in there on him, right? That's not what happened. He came right at me, and he was using his gloves to maneuver my gloves to keep me down.
Yeah, he's overwhelming
keep my
you.
arms down, and I was like, I can't hit shit.
Yeah, he's trying to smother you.
So he smothered me, and I fucking just put my head down like an asshole and threw a couple fucking haymakers. I saw the right, I ducked it, but I put my arm down, and then I got popped with the left.
You did. Now, whenever you were... Now, first of all, I'm trying to think of all the things I want to ask in the order. So, are you a fan of boxing or MMA or anything like that? Do you ever watch that or anything?
So I grew up a big boxing fan. MMA, I just started liking about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I used to hate MMA.
But you watch fights and shit like that.
Yeah.
So even if you're a fan of like fighting to the point where you watch it, you kind of like, from an outsider's point of view, you know, like the typical things you should do. But like you said, inside, as soon as you walk in there and hear that bell, it doesn't surprise me. You forget everything.
Oh, dude, if I was watching myself, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because we're sitting there watching it, and I'm just like, fuck, like this dude is huge. Like I was curious of your game plan. I knew you were going to try to like go in there. You would have to get up close.
My straight left. My straight left was powerful as fuck, and my right hook was powerful.
Yeah.
And if I was able to get a hold of him on those, I would have. I'm not saying it. If I would have got a hold of him with a couple of them, I would have changed the fight.
Do you think that his eyesight was hindered whatsoever?
I don't know, because he said he had to take 2 eye tests for this fight. I don't know what that means. But
I don't know what that means either.
My dad is blind in one eye. Like, he sees blurry in one eye. But, like, if you're born that way, I don't think it really affects you because it's been that your whole life.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. Look at Michael
Bisping.
Bisping. Michael Bisping is legally blind out of his one eye.
And he beats the brakes off of people.
100%. He has to like whenever he was still fighting, they would have to shove oil in his eye to keep it from like fucking up even more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would shove oil in it, but now he's not fighting anymore. So now he just has
Isn't Luke Rockhold the guy that beat the shit out of Michael Bisping?
No, Michael Bisping beat his ass on 1 week notice.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
1 week notice, Michael Bisping filled in and beat his fucking ass.
He's my new favorite MMA fighter.
He is, but I mean, like Luke Rockhold is a badass too. And as soon as this dude walked out with Luke Rockhold standing next to him, I was like, Jesus Christ! And like, I was like, that dude probably ain't getting trained by Luke Rockhold. It's probably just more of a mental thing and publicity stuff from Barstool.
But no, I mean, like, I knew this from following him on Instagram.
Who?
Sean.
Okay.
Like, he's been training boxing on and off for over 2.5 years.
I mean, he was in the last Rough N Rowdy, right?
He was in the last Rough N Rowdy, the last big one. And then he also does MMA with Chris Lights Out Lytle.
I don't know.
So, like, he's very familiar with the sport.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm just a wrestling fan, and
now
you saw that.
he's still definitely like the fight was. I mean, all them fights were pretty ridiculous. Every single fight on that card was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now watching them though, like that's my favorite sport is watching like the UFC and everything and MMA. But you know, like it didn't look terrible. It just looked like that you were overwhelmed and you got. It looked like yinz both were just in there. Like,
yeah, I mean, you could tell, like, if you were watching the fight again, which I did, I mean, you could tell he's green instantly.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like there was nothing he did that was overwhelming. It's
Not
just
at all.
Dude,
It was
when you
luck.
have that size and I'm intimidated and I've never been in there before.
That's it, dude.
I ain't fucking
It
winning.
was definitely luck, and that's why, like,
that's why I wanted to keep fucking going.
I know. So for people that don't understand, Matt caused chaos to all this. So in the beginning, what time did the card start? 7 o'clock?
The card started at 7:30.
Okay, so 7:30 the card started. You probably didn't go on until what, 10:30?
Something like that. Something a little bit after 10.
Yeah, it was a little bit late, and then you came out.
And I was freezing cold. So everyone in the main event had their own locker rooms, and I was in a fucking heated tent with the rest of all the other fighters. And all the other fighters like, yo, you're in the main event. Why are you in here with us? I was like, oh, I'm just here with my bros. We're all the same. But in my head, I'm like, because they don't fucking like me.
Yeah, 100%. So before we even get to the post-fight chaos, what was your experience like getting there to getting in the ring? Like, did they show you any love at all?
Dude, honestly, the company was so good to me.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Everybody was so good to me except for Sean.
Huh.
And that was the thing because, like, you know, when you work these promos and shit like that, the first thing I thought was, okay, this guy really, we probably don't even have beef with each other. It's just, we're just selling a fight.
For sure. That's what I thought, honestly.
But he's just a dickhead, dude. Like I don't wish harm on anyone, but, like, if he got hurt, I'd be like, oh, well.
Yeah, oh, well.
You know what I mean? But, you know, everyone at Barstool, they took care of my hotel. They took care of my flights. They put me in a nice hotel. You know, I was walking distance from the arena. They made sure that I was accommodated very well. They treated me amazing.
I was real curious about that because, like, you know,
I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like that they could have told you 100 different things and, like, just kind of led you on, and then you got fucked while you were down there.
The only thing that I got fucked about is I still haven't got paid yet.
No.
Jeez. But I just did paperwork last week, so they said we'll get the check out as soon as possible.
Okay, I mean, like,
I'm
sure they got money to spare.
I trust them. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but I just feel like I trust them.
I mean, understandable. But for you to do this fight, like, you picked up a little check. I believe on your Facebook status you said you made like 70 something a second.
$1,000, yeah. 76 bucks a second.
That's all right. So what was the total? Like, what was the fight? How was the
main
time?
event after us? They were getting 10 G's. The winner.
I'm gonna ask you all about them because the one dude's a fucking nut. But they were gonna give you $1,000, or they gave you they're supposed to give you $1,000 for this thing. Now, what exactly?
It's a video.
Okay. What exactly is like did they explain to you exactly what was going to happen?
As far as what?
Is like in the beginning, like they hit you up in the beginning and they were like, did they explain like the template of all this shit? Like
they said they want to do a mockumentary building up to it, like an HBO 24/7. They said that's kind of the main reason why they want to do it with me is because from my background, they'd be able to make it funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the problem was everything I did funny. I was only on the second episode of the 3 series, and I was the fucking most entertaining part. And I think they were like, "Fuck this, dude. He's the most over guy on the whole card, and he's the only one that doesn't work for Barstool. Don't show him on the third one." Because the whole thing was everyone training. Work there? Yeah. So the 4, like the main events.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all work there. So, like, you know, the one dude is on air talent. My guy was the chef.
Yeah.
And the other guy was in sales for Barstool. So they show them all training at the same fucking gym to make it all tough and stuff. And then there's me falling down a fucking hill, you know, bobbing and weaving against a dildo. And
so they were playing it up.
Right. They were playing it up, and I was just cutting up because I was like, yo, I'm not a fighter. I'm going to have fun with this.
Absolutely.
And if you have a problem with it, then don't fucking book me.
Now, you thought that, were you having exchanges with, like, that big cat and that Dave Portnoy guy? Like, were you having exchanges with them? Like, were they respectful and shit like that to you?
After or before?
Like, well, during the only reason I asked that is during the weigh-in, they're, you know, they're laying on the thick, like, all the hack comedian type.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
yeah. They didn't say my name at all.
Yeah, they didn't say it at all. And, like, I saw that their promos, it just said Matt Light and Matt Light's, like, guest or some shit like that. Oh, yeah,
his friends. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, were they, like, just playing that up as...
So Portnoy beforehand just come up to me and say, "Hey man, what's up?" I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "You ready?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, cool. We're gonna get started in a couple minutes." So he was super cool. So Big Cat, when we do the weigh-in thing and everything like that, he's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be I don't know anything about boxing, but it's gonna be the biggest massacre ever, right?"
Yeah.
So afterwards, he comes over, like, hugs me, pats me on the back. He's like, "Hey, I just had to sell the fight."
Oh, okay, that's good. Then.
So it was super cool, right?
That's so much better to know.
Well, you'll see at the end. I don't know. I don't think he likes me, and
Why
we'll get there. We'll get there at the end.
Okay.
Remind me.
Okay, we'll definitely go back to that. So in the beginning of this fight, you walk out and all this shit's going on, and you guys go through. Excuse me, and he ends up and lands that blow. Now, in the moment of this fight, after you got hit, what was like your first thought?
Fuck.
Did you go out for a second?
No.
Or you just lost your feet?
Dude, I literally just lost my feet.
Okay, yeah. I mean, usually if you get hit in the back, you're like, you got shot, you got a good hit right to the...
Yeah, I didn't even feel it.
Yeah, and I mean, it just takes away your balance and shit like that, but you immediately got back up.
Dude, that was the thing, is like, so they're 16-ounce gloves, so like they're not that bad.
Yeah.
To get hit with them. I mean, yeah, if some dude fucking clocks you, you're going down.
Especially if you don't, I mean, if you're not used to it all.
So, I mean, if you want to compare like the punches I got by the Golden Gloves guy and this dude, like it was nothing. It was like getting hit with a pillow.
Yeah, he just got you on a sweet spot, it looked like, for sure.
He got me on a sweet spot, so I went down. And then when I got knocked down, from training, I was taught, lay on your back, the ref will come over, look over, you roll over on one knee, and then you get up. Right? That's what I was taught how to get up, because you don't want to get up immediately because you have 10 fucking seconds.
Yeah, you want to use the time.
So use the time. So I'm on my back and they keep saying, well, your eyes are closed. Bro, 99.9% of people's eyes are closed when they get hit.
Yes.
It's just a fact. He's like, well, your arms went limp. I was like, nah, dude. I
believe your glove was on the top of your head.
Yeah, so both arms are going backwards only because I only know wrestling where you take a dive.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to fucking touch the mat like an idiot from behind me. So when I get up and I go roll around, the thing that scared the referee, he said, was that my head smacked the mat hard. Like I hit the canvas fucking hard.
Yeah.
But I got up, he looked at me, he goes, you're done. And I said, why? He's like, where are you? I was like, I'm fighting in Atlanta. Like that. He goes, no, we're done, right? So I was like, dude, you didn't count to one.
Yeah, there was no count.
You didn't count shit.
That's what I wanted to ask. Why do you think, why was there no count? Just because you hit your head?
This is what I think happened. And this isn't me making excuses, but okay, so two things. One, they were going to do whatever it took to let him win.
Yeah.
13 seconds, you drop a dude, he hits his head off the mat.
That's a good sell.
Perfect scenario to end the fight, right?
Yeah.
It's over. You got what you wanted. Your guy got his redemption. The fight's over.
Yeah.
Number two, if you notice, they had a ring girl contest, which was cut short because of time restraints.
Yep.
They knew they had to still get another fight in before they had to get out of the building.
Did you watch like the live of it?
No.
Okay, so while we were watching it, in between, I believe it was right after your fight, whenever all the shit was going on, Dave and Big Cat were like, all right, we got to speed this up. We got a hard stop time.
So they let it go. So what happened after the fight, and we'll get through everything, but what happened after the fight, the commissioner stayed at the same hotel as me.
Okay.
He apologized. He goes, I don't know why they stopped that fucking fight. I told them you were fine and you could keep going.
Yeah, because they said that on TV. We knew that was happening. Because Antoinette was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Well, the doctor comes over to me and shines a light in my eye, asks me, where are you? I said, Atlanta. He goes, he's fine.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, right? Tell me I'm not wrong. They did it for time and to help him out, right? Because here's why. Why were they going to let me fight another round? Why did the ref approve me after he said I was done, knocked out, my head bounced, he called the fight, but now all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, oh, well, you can fight again. If that's your decision, you should have never fucking stopped it.
For sure.
It was time restraint, 100%.
I agree with that.
I got up under 6 seconds.
I agree with that for sure. I think it was definitely a fast stoppage. Just from an outsider's point of view, you went down. Looked like you were still moving around, and the dude just called it, and I was like, "Fuck! That's over." And then, so did you have any premeditated plans before you walked into this ring? Did you think if I lose, this is what I'm going to do? If
that was
I win,
all off the
this
top
is
of my head, dude.
Okay, so
the only thing that was planned was the Shawn Michaels jacket to do the vest pose before the match, and then at that point it was game time. And I almost didn't even do that because I was literally there to fight at that point. I said,
sure.
Fuck it.
That's
I might
just
not
some
even wear
extra
this
shit.
vest. And then I said, let's go.
Yeah.
So I do the Michaels thing, I get dropped, and then I'm like, you know what, man? I was like, that first audition with them fucking sucked. I said, I just got dropped in front of how many people? The crowd was kind of wild. I go, you know what? Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not fucking leaving. I was like, I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. You're going to have to send it right. So that's just when I was like, you know what? What would I do to entertain this crowd? My specialty would stand up in anything is I'm great with a crowd.
Absolutely.
I do crowd work. And I go, I'm going to turn babyface on these fucking people and everyone's going to love me. I said, I'm going to make sure that everyone fucking remembers me.
And listen, it was It was unreal watching
Dude, it was the
that.
best case scenario.
It really was because,
And I know it sounds crazy.
dude, you fell in shit and you came out smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
Because even though that dude won and knocked you down and like
I stole his moment.
1,000%, dude. Like
he didn't get interviewed. Nobody gave a fuck about him. I had Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Blake Bortles, 3 NFL quarterbacks chanting Matt.
dude,
Matt.
it was seriously unreal. So before we get into the crazy post shit, now you got knocked down. They called the fight, and you decided to, it started to be one more fight, and then was Sean not like he just didn't want to do it?
Well, if you watch it again, you hear him say, "Would you go another round?"
Yeah,
like,
and he said, "Let's go." Yeah,
round."
he said, "Let's go."
So I heard him, and I was like, "Here I come!" And that's when I went right the fuck after him. I said, "Let's
dude.
go, get the fuck in the ring."
Beelined right back in.
I
there.
go, because now I got hit. I didn't feel shit. I ain't afraid now.
Yeah, you knew what was that was the worst.
What are you gonna do? Do it again?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you were already down there. So like, but you turned it into a.
I turned it into WWE.
It was, dude. It was a perfect wrestling moment. It was a '90s wrestling moment. You lost, and then you came out and just fucking. You won everyone over.
Bro, everyone booed me when I walked in there. Everyone thought everything I was wearing was gay. I looked like an idiot. I was a dipshit. Look at this fucking loser. Then he's talking all this shit. He gets dropped. And then all of a sudden, this dude doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He wants to keep going. The one more round, everyone was chanting. They were booing Chef as he was walking out. When I gave the suck it, the crowd popped heavy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And then even Robbie didn't like me before we met. Like, he goes, "Oh, he's not funny. He's a hack."
Yeah.
He even gave me credit. He's like, "The crowd loves Matt Light."
Dude, it was nuts listening to them commentate. They were like, "What's going on here?"
Well,
they were like, "This guy's back in here again."
Well, this is how I knew I was over. Ready? Up until the bell rang, they called me hack the whole fucking time. Once I took over, they only called me Matt Light.
Yeah.
They've been doing it since day one. The UFC fight that just happened, Robbie was tweeting, "Look at this guy having a Matt Light moment." In the documentary, Dave is calling me Matt Light. Like, I'm not the hack anymore.
Yeah, dude, you definitely made a name for it. You definitely did.
So I think, like, what I thought I wanted to happen was to just whoop this dude's ass.
Yeah.
I was like, best case scenario. But, dude, that's not who I am. If I win a fight, they're going to be like, "Oh, wow, the guy that beat up Chef." And then the storyline isn't that Matt Light won. It's that Chef lost to a hack. But the storyline became Matt Light hijacked the biggest night in Barstool's life.
Dude, it was wild.
It was their biggest event they've ever had. And I just put my dick in it.
It was seriously insane. Like us watching that, I was like blown away by what was happening because, you had no idea. At 1 second, I saw you out of the ring and I saw Chef saying, "Yeah, I'll go one more round." And then immediately I saw you back in the ring.
Putting my gloves on.
All the rest of the dude, like Portnoy and all them guys were like, "Look at this guy. He's back in here. He ain't giving up." And then they were like, "Oh, we got to see." Then they were like, "Oh, get him out of the ring. We gotta keep going." And then the commissioner was like, "He's good to go." And they were like, "Are we gonna do this again?" And then the one more round started.
Yeah,
going
when the
again.
commissioner said I was good, that's when the doctors came over to me and they were like, "Are you good?" I was like, "Bro,
Dude,
this is bullshit. I was good to go when I dropped."
When you started saying one more round and everyone started cheering with you, like literally the whole crowd of people, I was like, "Is this really gonna happen?" Because you don't see that shit unless it's fucking WWE.
Well, and that's how I knew what we did was gold. Because the next day and even that night, I had at least 600 text messages, and everybody said the same thing. "Why didn't you tell me this was fixed? Why didn't you tell me this was fake?" I was like, "No, dude.
I 100% thought it was
real.
I sincerely
just
thought
took
that
the fuck over.
I sincerely thought that you guys I thought that you were like, "All right, if I lose, this is what's going to happen. If I win, this is what's going to happen." I 1000% thought that because it was so fucking good.
Wasn't it great though, honestly? And I'm not just saying to pat myself on the back.
I mean, I understand we're friends and everything like that and like whatever with him, but like that right there was an unreal moment. Like you did And I mean,
it was my WrestleMania moment,
dude.
dude.
That was
It
that was
really
every. I
was.
know that you're a huge wrestling fan, and like that's. I mean, that's everything you could ever want.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I wanted to cry when I got back to the hotel.
Oh my!
I was so
God.
happy, and the best part though is like my trainers are like, "Dude, I'm. Are you all right?" And I was like, "Bro,
I'm fucking
I was
living
like,
right
I
now.
don't care that I got knocked the
Yeah.
fuck out. I don't give a shit." I said, "I only trained so that I wouldn't die."
So I don't get it. Like, why didn't he come back in? Like, you were in the ring, you had your gloves on.
Well, here's the way that I look at it too: is that if I'm him, I don't think I would have either, because he has nothing to gain from it.
Absolutely nothing.
Because here's what happens: if he knocks me down again, big deal. He's already getting shit on because he fought somebody half his size.
Yeah, and you would have probably got up and started getting rowdy again.
And yeah, I just would have kept getting up. And honestly, dude, I think he knew that like he got lucky on that hit. Because if you watch closely again, so I'm sending my left as that right's coming.
100%.
If that right doesn't hit me, his fucking face was getting blasted. And it like he saw, it only took one punch.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
all it takes for me to hit him is one punch.
Absolutely.
He
It's-
said in the documentary, he says, I was confident going into the fight because I knew my size on him. But when we did the weigh-ins and I saw that I had a head on him, I felt good. He goes, but then there was doubt in my mind because I saw how big his arms were. Because I have bigger fucking arms.
Yeah, for
and then,
sure.
like, when I walked into the ring, Portnoy even said, he goes, maybe there's something we don't know about this kid. Look at his leg muscles. Because, like, I have huge legs. It's not because I work out. It's because I walk on my tiptoes. So, but they don't know that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, I mean, if I'm him, I totally get where he's coming from. And I'm not even like, oh, you're a pussy or whatever. Like, because it is what it is, man. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
He knocked me down. He won by a bullshit decision. But if I won by a bullshit decision, I'd have said, suck my dick.
Yeah,
I won. Fuck
100%.
you. And this crowd can kiss my ass too. You know what I mean?
See, I almost wish you would have knocked him out just so you would have got booed, so you could like still
Be
like,
the
go
bad
full
guy.
heel.
Well, so when I leave, so I left because my trainers apparently were about to start a fight.
Oh, really?
And they're like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Well, Latham's trainer came out and was literally screaming at Dave Portnoy.
Well,
goes,
he's just doing that as a gimmick.
I don't think it was, dude.
That's how Smitty is.
Yeah, but it looked crazy. He was like, he ain't fighting again. He was like, I told you that this wasn't happening.
That's the dude that juiced up against Latham the last fight. So he juices, and I think that's just his roid rage.
Oh, wait, that guy that was
That's who
helping
fought
Latham?
Chef. Yeah. he beat
Oh,
Chef.
I did not know
So now
that.
it's like Rocky fucking 2 with those two butt fuckers. Two idiots.
It was just such an insane. I mean, I never watched a Rough N Rowdy. I would only see like what you would see on Instagram.
We buried everyone.
Dude, it was fucking nuts. Like the whole night was entertaining. I'll probably
Yeah.
watch all of them from now on because
So-
it's entertaining.
So then afterwards, Ryan, who's his producer, hit me up. He goes, "You didn't leave the arena, did you?" I said, "I had to leave because my two guys were ready to fucking fight everyone there."
Yeah,
I was like, "I just got to go." And for me, I'm trying to stay professional.
absolutely.
Because to me, it was an opportunity to be for Barstool. That's all it was for me. That's all I wanted it to
Yeah,
be.
and you made a name.
And I did what I could. You know what I mean? And I think I did. I think I impressed them, honestly.
Absolutely.
And so I did what I had to do, and I just was like, I'm going back there just so that if anything bad happens, I'm not involved. I don't want to be there. You know what I mean? So he said, Portnoy already asked for a rematch. Are you guys going to do a rematch? And I said, as soon as you send me the money for the first show, we can talk. Now, I don't think I would fight him again only because that would make me gain that weight again. I don't want to go back to 202.
yeah.
I feel good where I'm at. I'm comfortable around the 190 stage. And I'd honestly like to be down to, by the time of the fighting, which is April 18th or 19th, I'd like to be down to 180. You know what I mean? So, that fight's probably not going to happen unless they throw 5 Gs at me.
Yeah.
Then I'll be a fat fuck and eat McDonald's and I'll let them do the same fucking thing.
Carbo loading.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But, I was thinking, if you look at the program, I had beef at the weigh-ins with the other fucking dickhead that lost, Matt Brown.
That was the dude in the main event that lost?
Yeah, the wore the ski mask or something.
Yeah.
So he got into my face a little bit.
Why, though?
Because he wanted to be a tough guy because the cameras were around and he was, oh, there you are, you pussy, you ain't going to do shit.
But have you said anything to him?
He said something on Twitter because
okay.
I said, because they showed a video of Sean training. And I said, oh, it's real easy to hit a target who's not fucking has his hands up.
Yeah.
And the guys go, I'll fucking, he said, what was it? Fade on sight is what he said to me. And I said, well, I'll see you in Atlanta, like that. So I saw him, he looked at me, and then he comes over once the cameras came on to act tough.
And
right?
turned it on.
And turned it on. And then so he turned it on, and he's like, let's go right now. And I took my jacket off because I was literally going to fucking hit him.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, no, I was just, it's for the camera. I go, I wasn't fucking kidding.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, I wasn't kidding.
So that's it. That's who you got your eyes on.
Right. So, I mean, like, it's something where, like, why not him?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't care who it is.
Now,
honestly.
the dude that he fought is who?
Marty Mush. Marty was on Barstool Idol as well. And he's like bones, man.
That dude.
But apparently he had a great fight.
Dude, I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this dude looks like a lunatic because he comes out with that like crazy smile on his bug eyes.
Yeah, well, he was blowing bubbles at the weigh-ins. I'm like, this guy's just going to shoot him in the chest.
Dude, he looked wild. And like whenever you were back in
I like
there,
Marty, honestly.
I mean, he did real well. He looked wild, but he did real well. Whenever Latham was back, and the cameras were going all the way back, Rome was going all the way back trying to find him.
Yeah.
They opened the door, and I saw that dude in the ski mask, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I saw like the main event.
Yeah.
So why were those guys the main event?
So I think the reason why they were a main event, because like if you looked at the promotion for our fight, like they pretty much had us as a squash match. They kind of knew what was going to happen. At least they thought that Chef was just going to absolutely whoop my ass.
Yeah.
So there was more money on the line for this Barstool fight where the winner got 10 G's.
Okay.
And they had 3,000 of their own money on it too as well. Chef tried to bet me $1,000 and I said, fuck no. Because I knew. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm
Dude,
like,
he was
he
just the body size was crazy. So them two dudes that were in the main event though, those guys both work for Barstool.
Yeah, one guy was actually on the same thing as me as Idol. He didn't win but got a job.
Now, and I still don't get what was Idol like. What was the point of it?
It was like a
hosting,
pretty much like America's Got Talent for a job for them.
Yeah, but like
what can you do? What can you bring to the table to Barstool?
Okay.
And like he was like, well, I'm a degenerate gambler. This is what I do. I can do gambling picks and stuff like that. I think that's what he does. And then they picked him, and they picked the other kid. And I don't have any hard feelings against the guys that it was never anything against the Barstool Idol guys.
Yeah.
If they won, they deserved it. They worked hard. I just was upset that I felt like I didn't get my fair shake, and I didn't accept responsibility either. I just really wanted to work with them because I mean, like if you see my videos, you see my stand up,
100%, dude.
I 100% am their demographic.
You are a good fit because I mean, if you describe Barstool, it's like it's broy dudes that laugh at fucked up shit, and I mean you say fucked up shit. Your comedy is like you got a raunchy ass comedy. You're out of pocket. You got no holds bar with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like that's why I was so bummed out because I was like, this is the absolute dream fit. Like everything is falling into place.
Yeah.
But like I kind of think, man, I know it sounds crazy. I think my doors are kind of open with Barstool now.
I mean, I think that it's safe to say. I mean,
I'm on their radar.
It's 100% safe to say you're on their radar because a performance like that, and for anyone that wants to see what we're talking about, I'm sure Matt got it posted everywhere.
Yeah, if you follow me on any social media, you just hit me up. I'll send you whatever you need to see,
dude. But it's like,
Portnoy retweeted me today.
And that's huge right there. Like he obviously knows who you are. That dude is never going to forget who you are.
Right. And then Robbie mentioned like the Matt Light thing. Like I said, everyone was super cool to me, but Big Cat kind of like brushed me off afterwards.
Now why though?
So after the fight was over, all the fighters were out in Atlanta and stuff, and I was like, somebody said, "Oh, Big Cat's over there. Go say hi to him." And I said, "Okay, cool." Like, I'm not one of those guys to like fangirl over, especially somebody like him, because like we kind of do the same thing, but he does it on a higher platform.
100%.
Like Shaq. When I met Shaq, I was fucking terrified.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. We have to go back to that.
So I go up to Big Cat and like I walk over to him, and he kind of is like, as I'm walking towards him, he's giving me that, like, oh, is this fucking kid really coming over here look? And I was kind of bummed out because like we kind of talked before the fight because we have mutual friends with Randy and Bill from the morning show. And I said, you know, they said hi. Like, oh, tell them I said hi. They're great dudes. So I was like, okay, Big Cat's cool with me. So I went up to him. I shook his hand. I said, hey, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. And he was like, yeah, you fought hard, man. But like it was kind of like a get the fuck out of my face.
Like a backhanded, like.
Yeah. And then he was with PMT or PFT.
I don't know who that is.
PFT. And that's his partner for Part of My Take.
Oh, okay.
And the PFT. And I, you know, tried to introduce myself to him, and he kind of just was like, yeah, fuck you, bro. But like, without saying fuck you to me.
Yeah.
And like, I get it because people come up to him.
Imagine them dudes. Like, imagine the people that, you know.
But like, I
drunk...
just worked your main event.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I was pissed off.
That's a shame for sure. Honestly, though, that Big Cat.
Maybe I was overreading it and I was concussed. Who fucking knows?
That could be it.
But I was kind of bummed out because like Big Cat was super cool with me all weekend.
Now, did you hear anything about what was the guy they brought in as announcer? He announces like the Patriots. What the fuck was his name?
No, but I heard that he was there.
Dude, they brought him in to announce part of the fights.
They get rid of him?
I think this dude had to be on coke or something or just fucked up because he was like, if me and you were talking, like if you're announcing a fight, you're usually pretty in depth in the fight and you're just doing that. This guy was straight up going like, hey, Dave, like talking to people, all like not even Dave Portnoy, talking to people in the crowd behind him, like what the hell are you guys doing over there? Like, are you even watching this fight?
Like he's not even respecting.
Dude, it was unreal.
Yeah, because I was surprised that guy was even the guy that got the push for it because like they've had Bill Burr do it.
I know. I saw Bill Burr was it a couple years ago, and he's like, or last year, and he's definitely a better fit.
So I assumed that like, you know, with the way that the show was set up being Super Bowl weekend, it was their biggest one. I was like, they're gonna have somebody. And then
I think they got him.
Fuckhead.
I think they got him because the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, obviously.
Yeah.
But this dude, you could tell that Portnoy was just like, Jesus. Like,
well, this event was different too because it wasn't open to the public.
Oh, it wasn't?
So you got 2 tickets to give the guests if you were fighting.
Okay.
And then the rest were for invite only. So it was all like, because they tried to get as much VIP as they could there because everybody was there.
All kinds of quarterbacks and all them people.
But like, it wasn't the typical Rough and Rowdy crowd. And I feel like if the true Rough and Rowdy crowd was there, my moment would have even been 1,000 times bigger.
Yeah, a bunch of regular dudes instead of just a bunch of celebrity people.
Just laugh like, look at these losers.
It's it was ridiculous as that guy was commentating. I was like, it was almost cringeworthy because like the
I
dude
have to look it up.
100%, dude, because I was blown away.
How many fights did he go?
He was probably there for I would say maybe 7 or 8. Like
Really?
he was there for a good bit. Who was the skinny guy that was also announcing?
That was Robbie.
Okay, so
he's the MMA expert.
Okay, so this dude
McGregor follows him, by the way, on Twitter. He like knows him.
That's the guy who like went up and was the McGregor fan and came to the video and stuff. Okay, that dude's
cool as
hilarious.
Fuck, man, I like him.
I really liked him. So this was my only problem. I really liked him as a commentator with all them. They had a good rapport. Big Cat, Dave Portnoy, and that Robbie guy.
Yeah.
They were doing great the first couple fights. And then they brought over this fucking dude who got in between Dave Portnoy and this Robbie guy, and that immediately set this Robbie dude off. Like, he was pissed.
I can imagine.
He knew it. Like, you could tell just from the way he was acting. And then this guy was, like, not taking it seriously whatsoever.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful,
dude,
man.
I was blown away by
Sell
how
the show.
It ruined it for me a lot of the way, because like half of the reason you're there watching them fights of these idiots fighting
to hear them dudes cut up
100%, dude.
Yeah, dude, Big Cat is fucking hysterical, and Dave is funny as fuck.
They are all hilarious, but this guy
so well.
Yeah, they work well. Their rapport, all of them were so perfect together. And then this dude came over and started like he literally was yelling like, "Come on, keep fighting!" And like, you never hear fucking Joe Rogan.
He's just the drunk dad.
Exactly. You never hear Joe Rogan like, "Fuck yeah, Daniel Cormier." Like, you have to be professional about it. You know what I mean?
However, that I would love to hear Rogan, dude.
Oh my god! If you watch his fight comment or fight companions he does with like all of his friends whenever he's not traveling for the UFC, that's what this dude was like motherfucker. Like, but I was so disappointed whenever they brought that dude over and they as soon as you were about to come out, he kicked him out right. I think one fight before yours.
Jared Goff's fucking buddy, probably right before that fight.
Dude, it was insane. I was upset with it because I just felt that it was distracting for everyone else that was watching it. But it was definitely just an insane. The whole night was wild. I spent $20 on it, and I didn't know like what I was gonna get with that.
Worth it.
I didn't know anything about this fight, and then I started watching it, and I was like, you know what? Like this shit is worth every penny to me.
Yeah, man.
They're doing something cool there.
And you know what? And the one thing I will say is, as much beef as I had on Twitter with these guys, I have nothing but love for Barstool.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, it's part of.
They were so good to me. I think I respect the hell of what they do. You know what I mean? And
I feel like it's part of their brand, though. They have to be.
But the one thing, like they are dickheads, right? But like you said, that's who they are,
yes.
And they shouldn't be any different.
Yeah.
The one thing that meant a lot to me, that made me feel good, and I know it sounds corny for me to say, but like from the fight until the documentary afterwards, and even like this week, they're still talking about me, and they're not calling me the hack anymore. Like, you can go up to them and be like, yo, so Matt Light has a show. Do you want to go see him?
They absolutely
and they
know your
know
name.
who the fuck you're talking about.
And that's dope,
that
dude.
gives me chills. Like, that is so fucking cool.
Dude, I was so pumped for you because, like, for me being, like, we're friends. I'm watching you fight on there. And for me to see you get knocked out like that and just pop back up, it was fucked up for me.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, like, I thought it was going to be something crazy. I was like, I feel something wild is about to happen. And then you got popped, and then they were like, it's done. And I was like, that cannot be it. And then this overflowing of just like fucking chaos.
It was the best.
I was like, what is going on right now?
Dude, I've watched it at least 40 times. I've watched it at least
I strongly
40 times.
urge every single person that's listening to this to go and just check out what it is. I do have to give Latham had one of the best pictures ever to post. Like,
of me on the ground,
bro, like
the filter too.
It was
with
dope.
the lights.
You cannot. That was dope.
I got a picture of it. It was so good.
It was dope, dude. Like, you can't. I mean, you can't.
It
shun
looks like
that
a
away.
vintage Ali photo.
100%.
You know what I
dude.
mean?
If you did that same thing, if I fought someone,
I'd frame it.
That would be as big as my TV above my
I
wall.
might have it up there one day because it's so badass.
I mean, it sucks that that dude's like a fucking dickhead to you, genuinely, but whatever. Like, his shit ain't that funny.
I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, how many people have met me and have not been a fan of mine?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think you're a great person.
That's the real me.
I do know the real you.
What I mean?
And I know that you. I know you're a great person. It's like you have an awesome story, and I think your comedy. I love the comedy you do. I love the fucked up, like, I love the raunchy swearing, just ridiculous shit. Speaking of that, just to make sure I touch on it, you did meet Shaquille O'Neal.
I met my favorite athlete of all time.
So I want to know how this happened because I saw a picture. I thought it was just one of them ads you see, like Shaquille's all doing them.
Yeah.
And I scrolled, and then I saw Matt Light, and I saw that video he posted, and I was like, did Matt meet Shaquille O'Neal? And I watched it. So, like, what happened there?
Okay, so we were just doing weigh-ins, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like waddling because I got these fucking ankle weights on.
That's unreal you did
so
that.
I look like a baby giraffe walking through. So I'm crossing the venue, and Shaq looks over at me and points up and down towards my outfit. Because that tracksuit that I have,
yeah,
the 1996 Olympics were in Atlanta. That's what everyone that were participants in the Olympics had on.
No way.
He played basketball on the Olympic team.
Oh my God.
So he knew exactly what the fuck I was wearing. Somebody offered me $1,000, by the way, for it at the weigh-ins, and I said no.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at the thrift store for $12.
You found it at the thrift store?
Yeah, dude, it's the greatest find I've ever had.
How long have you had that?
3 or 4 years.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just like spur of the moment.
No, I just, when I do my man on the street videos, I just look for goofy shit, and I fucking struck gold on that.
Man.
So Shaq points up and down at me. I go, yo, Shaq is pointing at me. I have to go walk over to him. So I go to walk over to him, but like at the same time, I'm like, he might not wait for me, even though it's like a 5-second walk.
Yeah.
So now I'm running towards him like I'm about to give him head. So I'm like, like, dude, like, I mean, like I said, I meet comics and stuff.
Probably try to give him head.
I could stand up and suck his dick.
Yeah.
Like, I seriously could have stood up and just, so I go up to him and say, hey, let's go, man. And I was like, hey, you're my favorite athlete ever. Like, I was like, I live in Pittsburgh. We don't have a basketball team, but you were my life, dude. And he's like, that's awesome, man. I like your tracksuit. I was like, thanks, man. I was like, I'm fighting over this. He's like, yeah, I heard about them fights. You're in that? I was like, I'm in the main event. He's like, oh my God. He's like, kick his ass. And I was like, bro, oh my God. Like, can you do a video for me? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, my name's Matt, by the way. He's like, all right. So the video was him all fucking cockeyed, which is great because another big cross-eyed guy is cheering for me to beat a big cross-eyed guy's ass 24 hours later. So he's like, all right, Matt, I want you to take your fist like this and go like that. And he punches my phone. Yeah. He's like, kick his ass. And then I get a picture with him and he leaves.
And then at the end they go, love your tracksuit. You go, thanks, brother.
Yeah, dude. And all I wanted was a piggyback ride from him.
Dude.
Like, I just wanted to. What was the movie Junior? What was that movie? Was it with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
There was Junior and then there was Twins.
Twins? Well, whatever they are. I just want to be Shaq's fucking twin, dude. Like, because, dude, the height comparison is, because I think he's 7'3", 7'2", and I'm 5'5". It was hysterical.
You literally probably count his belly button.
Legit. Like, no joke.
Well, and he wasn't there for Barstool, though.
No,
right?
He had an event across the street, and that's why Diplo showed up to Rough N Rowdy, because Diplo was DJing. Kevin Hart was there. Drake was there.
Really?
And I wanted to go over, but, like, so I found out general admission was $500. Then if you wanted a table, it was anywhere from 10 to 50 G's a spot. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
So, like, in my head, I'm like, well, if I just hang out around here, eventually they have to go home and I'll get a picture with them. But I just was so, like, bored that night because, like my trainers didn't want to go out and party or anything like that. And I get it because, like, for them, it was a loss.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But for me, like, I'm a wrestling fan. It doesn't matter if you fucking win or lose. It's putting on a show.
Dude, and you put on a fucking show.
And that's all I wanted to do, man.
And I think you succeeded. I definitely think that you made a name for yourself. Like, it's hard for I don't understand how they could ever forget your name. Like, you were honestly the biggest part of that whole entire night. And
that's awesome, man. It's awesome to hear from you and to hear from other people because, like, you know, I'm super biased for myself. Like, I'll put myself over all the time. I'm like, oh, I stole the show. But, like, even that night, I was kind of like, I don't know, because I didn't watch anything else.
Dude, it was insane watching it. Like, even, Antoinette doesn't watch, like, she'll watch some of the UFC if I'm watching it because she has nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But she was, like, 100% into all this.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And she loved it. And she was like, what is going on right now? And I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just sitting there watching and, like, just waiting to see what's going to happen. I thought you guys were going to come out and, start fighting again. And I was like, what the fuck's going to happen if yinz fight again?
Yeah.
But I think that, like you said, I think that couldn't have went any better.
Yeah.
I think that if he would have came out and you guys would have fought again, it would have been just like, it would have been weird. Maybe, but like,
I'm like, is there an entrance again? Like, well, how does it start?
Yeah, like
off?
it was just so
Whose
bizarre.
side are they on?
You just don't see anything like that. So I'm like, what are they going to do with this?
Well, so I mean, they've already offered me a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck it.
So it's really the ball's in my court as far as that's concerned. I think what I'd like to do is kind of power play it and be like, yeah, but if I win, you have to hire me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, because I did this to be seen by them.
Absolutely.
I'm seen by them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care about the money. Like, yeah, I'd want more money and I'd want to make like $5,000 on the fight. Like, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would 100% take that. But, like, dude, I want to work with them. I want to create content. I want to build an audience, man. And I feel like this is the best scenario for everyone. I think it's what's best for business for both.
And like
of us.
you said, you are the right demographic. Like, you've done countless man on the street interviews, and like you're very like, I mean, you're just very good at it. You seem to be very natural. You're just like off the cuff, but you
Yeah.
could like make some shit happen all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of that, you just posted on your Instagram your roller derby footage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the funniest.
Thanks,
That was
man.
my favorite part of all that. Whatever you were doing, the roller derby shit.
Thank you, man.
Hilarious stuff.
We're working on a video now. I'm actually in touch with the Pittsburgh Passion,
Oh yeah,
and I'm gonna be the first ever male to play for the Pittsburgh Passion.
really?
Well, I'm not gonna play for them, but I'm gonna try out.
Yeah.
So my whole goal was to be like, men are better than women at sports, but you'll see that they're way more athletic than I am.
1,000%.
They're way
they
more
are.
skilled.
There's a kid from my high school. His mom was on the Pittsburgh Passion.
Oh yeah,
She was a fucking beast.
tank, I bet.
Beast.
So that's gonna be fun. Like, so I'm just excited to be able to go on eBay and justify buying an authentic game pants wore by the Miami Hurricanes and
Dude,
shit.
that
So
would
that's,
be-
I mean, I just try and create content, man. Like, more than anything, it's fun.
Yeah.
And if I'm not having fun doing what I'm doing, then why the fuck are we doing it?
Yeah, for real. And besides all the shit that we just talked about for the last fucking hour and 20 minutes, you're a great comedian.
Thanks, man.
And like, so what's your next moves with all the comedy shit?
I don't know, man. Like, because a lot of people were talking about I should go on tour because of what happened with Barstool.
Yeah.
I don't want the hecklers to be there. I kind of want to separate that.
Yeah.
Until they're my fans. Like, if I started to work for Barstool, I would do something with Barstool like that, because then they're on my side.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about that, because I'm sure that there are still people that are pretty much like fuck you.
This dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't understand why I did it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Sean honestly is so fucking stupid. He doesn't realize why I did it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
But right now, man, I'm just working on new material.
yeah.
I'm trying to lock up my big headliners for the year. Like, I got Joey Diaz,
Yeah, I saw that. Joey Diaz and Tom Green.
Tom Green. Those are my two big ones this year. And maybe Jeff Dye if he comes back to Pittsburgh.
Now, can I ask, like, how do you come across, like, we're going to get a little bit away from the Barstool shit now.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a few things about comedy. Now, last time you were on here, you were about to do the March Madness competition.
Yeah.
We decided I was going to say fuck it, and I did it. I'm curious to know, like, how did you kind of, from the beginning, make your like transition to the next level? Like, how do you get booked on these shows with Joey Diaz and shit?
So it's just a lot of knocking on the door.
Oh, okay.
It's when I first started, I did a lot of open mics.
Yeah.
And I would go to the Improv. Every time the Improv had an open mic, that's where I would go and do stuff, because I knew that club wasn't going to the other mics, so I had to be at those mics. And it took me about 5.5 to 6 years, and then I finally got to get a host spot for Kevin Brennan, and that was New Year's Eve of 2014, maybe, and 2015.
Is he the dickhead, Brennan?
He's the dickhead one.
Okay, yeah.
he's
Because
the
Neil
asshole
was.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Neil was the one that worked on the Chappelle show.
Okay, yeah.
Kevin's the older dickhead.
Yeah.
But he was cool with me.
Yeah, like, I like him on podcasts as guests. Everyone
he's real
talks
as
about.
fuck too, which I respect.
Yeah, that's why I like him, because he's just like very, very honest and very,
Yeah.
very dry and sarcastic. But he's definitely a dick.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, you just really just pound the pavement, man, and you just have to showcase what you got, and you have to be able to be well-rounded. Like, so I'm dirty and I'm filthy only because I want to be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be.
Yeah.
But like most of the time, you book me with guys like Joey Diaz, like Tom Green, because that's what they want, and they know, like, well, Matt's
You're a good
gonna
fit
do
for
that.
them.
Yeah, and I'm fun. And then I soften the blow for Joey when I'm MFing and all that. Then people are like, oh, well, fuck it.
Yeah, it's like, what could this guy say
Yeah,
that we
what's he
haven't
gonna
heard?
say? And you know how he is, you fucking cocksuckers,
Yeah.
you savages. And
He's one of my favorites. Like, I saw him in Cleveland like 2 or 3 months ago, and like it's a tough spot to be in, I feel, for people like him, because I feel that they're in that like sweet spot where it doesn't matter what they do, they're going to get love regardless of what they put out.
so you can't judge your talent, like your material is what you're wondering.
For him, I think so, because like whenever I seen him in Cleveland, it was almost like too much just like random off the cuff shit.
Yeah, and I think the thing about Joey too is that, like, because of him, who he is,
Yeah.
how ridiculous he is, and how he's considered like Uncle Joey to everyone.
Yeah.
It's almost like no matter what he says, you're on board with it.
100%, dude.
But to his credit, you have to be fucking good to be at that level.
Absolutely. I'm not saying I wasn't taking nothing away from him.
But I bet you if I did the same thing the same way, I wouldn't get 1/5 of the response that he does.
Not at all. People love him as a person.
Exactly.
And
that's what you have to do as a comic. Your first 5 minutes, you need to be likable and have that audience be behind you. Then you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, he does not give a shit. We saw him in Cleveland, and he was just going off a fucking tangent.
Yeah, I worked with him in I want to say 06, I think 06 or I'm sorry, 2016 or 2017. I worked with him, and he was cool as fuck.
Dude.
What I like about him is he doesn't bring openers. And I said, well, why don't you do that? He's like, listen, kid, there's so much fucking work out there that people are taking up by bringing other openers that every town has a guy that's getting ready to get that next push. And I don't want to take that away from him.
That's dope.
And he's like, anytime you're in Pittsburgh, you can fucking, work with me.
We're friends on Facebook. Like I'm friends with his actual profile.
That's awesome, dude.
Whenever I got married, he commented on my post and said, congratulations, brother.
I mean, how fucking cool is that, though, man? Like, he's a ride or die guy.
It's really unreal. If you look at him, he always has that 412 shirt on in a lot of his videos. Like whenever he was on Rogan, he was wearing a 412 shirt. The reason I found out about Joey Diaz is my roommate from Slippery Rock, Jay Bashiro. He loved him from back then in 2009.
Oh yeah,
and they have they would email back and forth before Joey Diaz became who he was, and he gave him that 412 shirt. And now he fucking wears it all the time. Like I see him wear it all the time. It's
Isn't
nuts.
that fucking cool, man?
It is. It's super awesome, man. It's just cool that
because they are larger than life, but they don't act like it.
They don't act like it.
And those are the guys that you can tell are confident, that are good comics, that are good people.
100%.
Because the guys that are in between that level, that are like in between where I'm at and in between where Joey's at, those are the guys that have a chip on their shoulder, that are mad that they don't have that TV credit. They're mad that they don't have that movie credit. Why not me? Why not me? Those are the ones that act better than everyone.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you don't fucking like.
Yeah, I mean, like the people that are just, I mean, you attract more bees with honey.
Bro, like Tom Green, like when I got to work with him, like, and I get to work with him again this year. Like, he fucking, dude, like he was on Rolling Stone's front cover in like 99. Like he was the biggest thing in the world at one point.
He's the one who paved the way for like everything. The Jackass, Viva La Bams, all that shit.
And he's the most down to earth fucking dude, man.
Are you a podcast listener?
No.
So he was on Tom Segura's podcast, and I listen to them a lot. It's hit or miss though, but Tom Green's story was just fucking awesome. Like he is so wild. Like he went to school for broadcasting. He does all of his shit himself because he's such a control freak, and I respect all that shit a lot. I really enjoy just. He's talking about the Slutmobile and shit.
Dude, that's the funniest shit, man. And like one of the coolest things. So, the last time I was on here, I think I was plugging that show, wasn't I? Yeah, because I didn't get to work with him yet.
I think that you already did work with him because
I did.
You were talking about how you guys related with each other about having cancer.
Okay, because I was about to tell you about that, man. Yes. Yeah. So that's going to be cool, though, because I get to see him again, and, he kind of left the door open as far as being able to travel on the road with him.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude.
I got 10 months from now
to
get ready and fucking crush it and just be like, Tom, listen, now I have a tape that I can give his management.
Absolutely.
I gave him a bullshit tape that sucked. So I can give him this and just be like, yo, let me do it.
Yeah.
I'll pay my own travel. I don't give a fuck. I'll go in the red. But like, to have this opportunity.
The opportunity and the experience to travel with people that.
He's the reason why I got into everything. You know what I mean? Camcorder, stand up, just being a goofball.
And it's understandable. Like like we said, he's a fucking originator for all that stuff.
He literally is the GOAT.
He's a wild dude for sure.
Yeah.
Now, so the improv is, I would like to say the improv is like your home base kind of, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the improv
the other clubs don't like me.
No, I mean, there's so many politics in Pittsburgh, I feel.
If you have an opinion on something that's controversial, you're automatically shunned from both.
Yeah, and it's, I tread lightly with the podcast and shit, but like, I'm pretty translucent about what I believe in, and I don't really like censor myself on here, but as of lately, I've been I've been pretty curious about the Improv. Like, they just reopened.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of comedy. I go there all the time. I see all different types of people. And I recently seen Louis C.K. Okay, and
I might have seen him too.
I wanted to know. I want to talk to you a little bit about Louis C.K. and that whole situation. Okay. So obviously, Louis C.K. was jacking off in front of people, and that's frowned upon in this world. And I got an email randomly because I'm part of all the improv list, and they said Louis C.K. is coming this weekend. Yeah. Completely unannounced, obviously, because you can't kind of give him that big of an announcement because people were going to lose their minds like they did. As soon as people got wind of it, they took it and they started running with it. Yeah. Fuck the improv, supporting sexual abusers and all that shit. And
but at the same time, like, your mechanic is probably a registered sex offender, but you still go to him.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was sitting there for a while and I was really thinking about, like, I bought tickets immediately. I was going to see him regardless, but I was just thinking about it after I was, like, reading everyone's, like, opinions about all of his doings and everything, and reading everyone's accounts of it and, like, what their opinions were and why they agreed with it, why they disagreed with it. And I wanted to know your opinion on this. So for you being a comic,
yes,
this dude... So it seemed like a lot of Pittsburgh and a lot of the comedians in Pittsburgh were, like, shunning the improv, saying, fuck the improv.
In quotation, comics.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are acting like this.
So
the ones that work, we keep our mouth shut.
Yeah.
For a reason. You know what I mean? There's things you just don't talk about. Now, here I will because we brought it up.
I mean, you don't have to.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
What are they going to do? Take away weekends from me? So here's the way that I look at it. I don't care. Honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Here's the way that I look at it is I respect both sides, both arguments. If you were offended by what he did, you know what I mean? By him taking advantage of, the situation, the power that he had, and you don't want to support him anymore, I am nobody to tell you, hey, you're an idiot for that. Fuck you. Those are your beliefs, right? But if you're looking at it from a comedy standpoint and going, he just wasn't ever funny, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's...
Because he's still telling the same jokes that he told 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's the same shit he would have said before that you would have applauded him for.
Yep.
The thing is that you're looking at what happened and now you're making your judgments because of that. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I agree.
But just admit that he's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, the reason... So I wanted to talk to a guy that wrote for the Post-Gazette a couple days beforehand. I messaged him. His name's Scott Mervis.
I know Scott. He did my cancer document.
So Scott, I really appreciate his view on anything that he writes about. He seems to be very unbiased. He seems to he writes what he thinks. And I seen him write about Louis C.K. being asked to come to the Improv, and I seen people lighting up his post. And I wanted to talk to him, so I messaged him on Facebook a few days before the comedy show, and he didn't read it or anything, but whenever I got to the Improv that night, I got in line. By the way, there was a huge line. I mean, Louis C.K. sold out 3 shows.
Oh, yeah, in like 2 hours.
Immediately.
2 hours.
So there was a huge line, and I was standing in line, and this random short dude comes up to me, and he goes, hey, are you here for the comedy show? And I thought he was going to, like, throw ink on me or some shit.
Yeah,
like
dude, that was scary.
I was curious on what was going to happen with it, but he was like, I write for the paper. I was like, what's your name? He said, my name's Scott. I said, Scott Mervis. I know who you are. I just messaged you. I wanted to talk to you on the podcast. But he was there trying to get a statement about people that were attending the show.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go on record. He asked me if I wanted to go on record because, like, you'll get lit and on fire and crucified by
Yeah, and it's
anyone.
hard because, like, then you're just going to get, like, fucking 1 stars on your iTunes.
100%. But
it's just not worth it.
But the thing that's fucked up about it is if I say one thing to him like, oh, I'm here to see Louis C.K. because he's a great comedian, people can misconstrue that however the hell they want to do that.
Right.
But I wanted to talk to it on here, especially with someone like you who is kind of like a heel comic that is like, you say some shit where you push the envelope.
Yeah, absolutely.
You obviously aren't jacking off in front of
No, I mean, I just think that's fucking weird.
Yeah, you're weird. You're weird for that. Louis C.K.'s 100% weird.
Bro, but how he opened that up, how funny was it?
See, it's fucked up because I already read that in the paper, so I wasn't like.
See, I didn't know anything. I refused to listen to the leak set. I refused to look anything
I didn't listen
up.
to it. It's just I saw the headline. It said, I like jacking off and I don't like being alone.
Yeah, dude.
And like
I lost.
like that shit is, it's funny, but it's like I know it's fucked up. I know it's fucked up to the point.
Exactly. So is 9/11. So is everything. So is every situation. The problem is that he wasn't the victim.
Yeah.
So for him to talk about it and he's the aggressor, people get pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And I get it, man. Like, I get why people are upset.
100%.
But like I said, I'm on anyone's team.
Yeah.
With it because, I went to the show.
Yeah.
I didn't post it anywhere online because I didn't want to deal with the shit, the backlash
absolutely.
of it. But like, I'm also one person that won't lie. I believe that liars are afraid of something.
100%.
I'm not afraid of anything. If you're asking me a question, did I go and see him? Yes.
Exactly.
Did I enjoy the show, dude? When he walked out, I thought I was dreaming.
It was,
with the lighting and everything, I was like, yo, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
we will never see him in that small and personal of an environment.
Because you're not going to see him in New York do that. Here's the thing: the guys in LA, the comics at the store, and I know guys, right?
Yeah.
They're all on his team.
100%.
Everyone is on his team now.
Ari Shaffir, all them dudes, they all say on all their podcasts, like, Louis C.K. is going to come back stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Because this year and a half that he has not been doing shit, he's just been writing shit. Now, I get that what he did was fucked up and
You're
weird
also
and
the
everything.
same people that fucking won't go see him, but you'll go to a Steelers game and wear a Roethlisberger jersey.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
So
that's
you
what
need
I'm
to
saying.
fucking pick and choose.
It's insane to me how people choose what they do not support and what they do support. But I was thinking about it after all this shit was going on. I wanted to see it because like I'm a fucking student of it all. Like the
Me
dude
too.
the dude is literally one of the best people in comedy of all time. So I wanted to experience that.
And weren't you curious how the fuck he was gonna do afterwards?
Absolutely.
If
I
he
wanted
was
to
gonna
know.
He was style
Yes.
of what he was gonna do.
He definitely did not change his style.
He went darker than ever.
And that's what I was going to say. He definitely did not hold back.
He did not hold back, and I think what was so beautiful about seeing a headliner of his magnitude come up with notes and him fearlessly going and going and going to see how far he can push each joke.
Absolutely.
Before he would stop. It should tell every comedian, this is one of the biggest comedians of all time, and he's doing this in front of you guys. So what's your fucking excuse for not trying new shit?
Yeah.
Where they don't laugh? Big fucking deal.
Yeah, there was a couple jokes he came up with where they didn't laugh.
No, and you know what he said? Oh, wow, it's a new joke.
he-
And then he said, he's like, what are you going to take my fucking...
my birthday away?
away from me? I already lost everything.
And like, I get it. Like we said, it's fucked up. But like, for people to scold people and to completely like, cut them out because they went to see someone like this. Now, like a lot of comedians in the city,
The same as Trump.
I get it, but
you
like,
vote for Trump and all of a sudden you're not somebody's friend anymore. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
I mean, that guy's a fucking nut too, though.
Oh, I agree. But
Yeah, but I agree what you're saying.
My dad voted for Trump.
Yeah.
I still love my dad.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can't. I get it. You have to like separate some dumb shit like that. Like, I took my wife. My buddy took his girlfriend, and I asked her. I said, do you think what he did, like, does it bother you? And she was like, I mean, it's 100% wrong. It was absolutely fucked up, and he was in the wrong. But like, I love comedy, and I want to be able to see it. Like, she loved his show forever.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's opinion on if it's wrong or not. I don't give a fuck about anyone's opinion. The only people's opinions I care about is the people's that it affected.
Absolutely.
Because
for
you're the
sure.
only one that should talk about it in the first place.
Now,
If they think it's wrong, then it was wrong.
Absolutely. Now, to go to the next point. Now, all these comedians in the city that are going off saying like, fuck the improv for this. There's so many other places.
You mean the ones
go.
that never worked there prior to and have nothing to lose?
Yeah. So what I'm curious about is like these people that are boycotting the improv, like from your standpoint as a comedian, like what does it serve you? I feel like people are just virtue signaling.
They're Colin Kaepernicking with no input.
Now,
see, Colin Kaepernick was in the NFL.
Yes.
Colin Kaepernick lost money because of what he stood for.
And he did have experiences that rightfully...
As a black man, he spoke on that.
Absolutely.
Now, as a white comic who's not fucking funny, that's never been booked at the Improv, you're taking such a brave stand against a place that didn't book you ever?
Yeah.
Wow, are you brave?
I mean...
Wow, are you fucking powerful? Shut the fuck up.
I just like...
Be funny, because guess what? Every comedian that's funny, that works at the Improv, count how many of them said one fucking thing.
Yeah.
Ready? We'll start. 0.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a wild world, It's a wild world.
Well, I think the big thing is, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but this is what I've learned about people. People care about what other people think only, right?
For
like
sure.
I know people that were complete dickheads 5 years ago. Big assholes, that was their gimmick. They're an asshole because it was cool to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's cool to be a social justice warrior.
Yeah, PC.
To be Mr. PC.
All that.
To all this shit, treat everyone the same. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're only doing it for the same reason why you were being an asshole. For attention, to be loved.
That's what I was going to ask.
If being a fucking racist piece of shit was cool, they would still be that racist piece of shit.
Do you think that there's a lot of people out there that are using this whole climate that we're in right now where people are being PC just to kind of get eyes on them?
Absolutely. And it's going to backfire on a few people here very fucking soon.
See, and I don't ask this to like try to like start trouble or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm genuinely interested because, from an outsider's point of view, I feel like that, some of the shit's like, I get what people are doing. They're standing up for it and they're like sticking up for what it is. Yeah. Kind of like why?
Why though?
I don't know.
Like if you're doing it, it's the same thing as when I see somebody give a homeless guy a pair of tennis shoes, but they have to take a picture and a video of it.
Yeah,
just
dude.
do it.
Unreal.
Just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like I donate money to charities and I do a lot of charity shows.
Yeah.
Because of my situation from being sick and you know who I tell about that? Not a fucking person, because it's nobody's business. I don't do it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I do it because I feel like I should.
They're doing it for the likes.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm not like that. You know what I do for the likes? I put on a fucking show.
Yeah.
I entertain because I'm good at what I do. I don't need a fucking fake backbone like these assholes.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm just keeping it real, man.
I know, dude, and that's why I wanted to talk about the Louis C.K. shit because, like, it's definitely a weird subject.
But I'm not against people protesting and not being for him.
I 100% agree.
But if you call me a piece of shit because I want to watch one of the best comedians all time, step the fuck up.
That's where I have a problem because, like, I ain't a fucking piece of shit, but I 100% was sitting 2 rows back watching Louis C.K. perform because, like I said, I'm a fan of the comedy. I'm a fan of it. I'm obviously, if he was in a bunch of puzzle pieces and I could just take out that one piece of him being a creeper, jacking off in front of women, I'd light that thing on fire and throw it away.
Absolutely.
But, me giving him that $20, like us, if no one at the Improv didn't buy tickets, he ain't broke. Like, it ain't gonna break or break him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't know, whatever.
No,
I'm going to stop harping on it.
No, I love it though.
I was curious.
No, and like I said though, it's just, there's just a lot of people that fucking have big mouths and it's because they're not good at what they do.
Yeah. I could go with that. All right. So, unreal.
I just turned heel again, didn't I?
It's all right though.
I was babyface.
I wanted to bring you back
the whole time.
It felt like a weird podcast without you having a little bit of like fuck you in it. But yeah, man, I just think that what you do is, I I love it. I love everything you do
I
because
appreciate that, man.
I just feel that you're genuine about it, dude. And that's what I'll support over anything. Like
authenticity, man.
Authenticity is what it is. Like I want people to be original. Like I don't listen to a lot of podcasts in Pittsburgh just because I don't want anything that I do to be mistaken for anyone else's shit.
Yeah, no, I think that's
this
great.
fucking thing right here that I do with this podcast. There ain't nothing in this besides for me.
Yeah.
I don't have no one doing nothing with this shit.
Yeah.
And I just want this to be completely organic because Mark Twain had the quote. He said, if you tell the truth, you never have to lie or you never have to remember anything.
Yeah.
And like, that's such a good fucking quote.
Yeah.
And I always butcher it on here, but like, I'm not fake.
Well, that's what I say about lying. I was like, lying means you're afraid of the outcome of if you don't tell the truth.
Yeah,
so
dude,
it's just,
fuck it.
Fuck
Fuck
'em.
it. See what happens. Roll the dice. See how the cards fall.
Because I feel like if you're just truthful now, you got it out.
You got it
There's
out.
nothing in your chest.
You don't have to remember anything that you're lying about back then, or
man.
why you're sticking up for this, or why you're doing that. But I don't know, dude. I love you. This is why I have you on here, and this is why I'm.
It's my favorite fucking podcast to do.
I'll
do it whenever, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, dude.
You heard it here
It's the
first.
best.
Okay. Now we got all the Barstool shit out. We got the Louis shit out. You told me what you got going on. For the best part of the podcast, I ask everyone, and I play a game with them at the end called Desert Island Questions.
Okay.
All right. You played this before. We're gonna play it again.
Different questions, though?
I'll throw in some different ones.
Okay, throw in some different ones.
You're definitely going to answer the regular ones because I'm sure you don't even remember what you picked.
Okay.
But Desert Island Questions is a segment where I give each guest 3 categories to watch, read, and listen to on a desert island. I give each guest 3 choices for each category, so you have 3 things to take with you on a desert island to watch.
Okay. Are you going to give me the choices?
No, you could watch
Okay.
3 things. You could have movies, TV shows,
Okay.
whole series,
So how much can I watch of it?
anything you want.
All right, so I would watch the WWE Attitude Era.
Okay.
From like 97 to 98.
That's good.
So we got the wrestling out of the way. I'd probably watch the Super Bowl 40 highlights for the Steelers.
Yeah, XL.
And then
They were just on TV the other day.
Then I would watch Creed 2 to prepare for my next fucking fight against a shark or wherever the fuck I'm at, whatever. island
Creed
it is.
2.
Oh, the movie was so good.
I didn't watch Creed 2.
good.
I watched number 1 and I loved it.
Here's the thing is what I'll say is they closed, like I said, they closed the doors to it where they couldn't have made it any better.
Yeah, I
Not
definitely.
that it was a perfect movie, but to close the story, they couldn't have done anything any better.
I love Michael B. Jordan. I've loved him ever since Hardball.
Hardball, when he
Dude,
joined the gang
I
and he
loved
shook
it.
his head. No.
I loved
I was
it.
like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And then he let G baby.
He goes, Jamal, what's up?
And he just shook his
He
head.
shook
Nah,
his-
bitch.
Man, Hardball, unreal. Okay, a brand new question. Top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Oh my God. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Rock.
Easy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Easy.
Yeah. And then it would be like, honorable mention would be like Razor Ramon and then Kevin Nash. And
Those are good.
And then Dolph Ziggler, just because recently. So many, man.
Yeah, I mean, so
Shawn Michaels number 1.
you're still a wrestling watcher?
Kind of. Like I watch like the pay-per-views, but I really
big
don't watch
ones.
Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. I'll see a couple highlights, but like man,
What you posted the other day of whenever it was just the Raw, whenever they were on top of the cage,
is that insane?
that's just a Monday night. Like
This is a regular Monday night.
that
Like,
was
that's
the
what
best.
It was
That's whenever I watched it.
because they fought with WCW, so they had to out fucking do each other.
Bro, after they started getting that like Carlito cool and shit, I was like, keep it.
Yeah, he was a poor man's Razor Ramon.
Dude, he would eat that apple and spit at it. Fuck you.
They took my sign at wrestling before.
What?
Because I had a sign that said Carlito. Do the divas, which is the female wrestlers,
Yeah.
do the divas spit or swallow ... apples?
Oh my!
And I was like
God.
13, and they took my sign.
That's so good.
Right?
Wow.
My favorite wrestling sign I ever saw, a guy had a sign saying Nick Hogan drove us here.
Nick Hogan got that big wreck.
Yeah.
That's terrible, dude. All right. Second. All right. Second category. Do you read?
No.
Okay, so video games.
Yeah.
3 video games. That's an honorable mention.
Okay, 3 video games. All right. Grand Theft Auto. I'm trying to think which one would I want to take with me. Everyone likes San Andreas. I wasn't a fan of it.
I don't like them at all.
I would take either 3 or Vice City. So I would take that one. Then I would take an NHL, like whatever the newest NHL is.
Okay.
And then the last game I would take, are you ready?
NHL hits.
No.
What?
Crazy Taxi.
Oh, that was good as hell.
But I need the steering wheel and the pedals.
Man, that was so good. I forgot about that
When
game.
I was like 11 and I got Dreamcast, I used to go in the basement of our house and my friends would sleep over.
Yeah.
And we would drink whatever liquor we had downstairs.
Yeah.
But it was like grenadine, so it was nothing. And we're like, hey, do you want to fucking drink and drive? We thought it was so cool.
Just reminds me of Michael Scott. He goes, what's your drink? He goes, grenadine. So good.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi. Man, I forgot all about
Great
that.
game. The Offspring. Then they were the first game, I think, to really have advertisements. They had like KFC, Levi's.
Really?
Yeah, because it was in San Francisco and you had to drop them off at real restaurants and shit.
See, I don't remember dropping them off at the name brand
It
places.
was like KFC, Levi's, and
That was a good game, though. I
was
fuck with
awesome,
that.
man.
All right. The second honorable mention question is 3 favorite wrestling finishers.
Oh, this is so easy. My 3 favorite finishing moves in wrestling. Number 1, Sweet Chin Music has to be. Number 2 is a Stone Cold Stunner, and then number 3 would probably be
Socko.
fuck no. Fuck Socko.
Just kidding.
It needs to be like something like vicious, right? Brock Lesnar's F5 was pretty sick, where he just picks you up and spins you.
Fuck Brock Lesnar.
All right, we'll go with the Razor's
Shattered
Edge.
Dreams. Oh,
That
Razor's
was good.
Edge.
Bronco Buster was pretty sick too.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Man, there
What
was
was-
so many good
yeah.
shit back then. I loved that. I loved Hawk and Animal for some reason. They were
Yeah.
my dudes. Gold Dust was my dude. I just
The worst finisher of all time is Hulk Hogan's fucking leg drop.
that was dumb.
Why does everyone else do a leg drop and you don't even pin him, but this fucking dickhead does? You're dead.
Yeah. You know what's weird is that Hulk Hogan back then was only like 30. You know, like back in like the
and he looked 59.
Yeah, he looked like 100. You're thinking like Jesus. All right, third category is 3 things to listen to on a desert island.
I'd say like 3 different moods. So I would go with, I'd like to listen to Bring Me the Horizon.
Which one?
That's tough because it depends on what mood I'm in. Because like I feel like their albums have like
They got way softer.
They got soft. I feel like after Sempiternal, they fucking like care about their girlfriends.
I love That's the Spirit. Well, Oliver Sykes got off of ketamine. He was
Yeah.
addicted to ketamine for a long time.
That's the Spirit. Is that the name of the album?
That's the
I know
Spirit
that's the
is
song.
That's the Spirit is the one with the umbrella. That's
Right,
That's
but
not.
is that the name of the album?
I think so. Yeah.
So that's the one that I would do because Drown to me is one of my favorite
unreal.
songs.
Yeah.
And if you watch it live at the Royal Hall in the
Oh,
UK,
yeah.
in the beginning he talks about his friend Eden.
Yep.
Who had bone cancer, and the song was dedicated to him.
I didn't know that.
And I heard that, and then with like the orchestra behind him,
Yeah.
like I fucking cried. I was like, oh my God. So like to me, that would be up there. Tupac, something from Tupac I would go with because I
Okay.
need a little bit of hip hop.
Yeah.
So I got my rock, I got my hip hop, and then I would need one other thing. Probably like a Night at the Roxbury soundtrack. Because it was so fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful life.
That's a good choice. That's a good balance of shit too.
Because you just need it. Because I feel like you can get through it if you have one of each. If you're all going with one thing,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so second to last question is a death row meal. You could have
Surf and turf.
surf and turf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surf and I love lobster, man. It's got to be fresh fucking lobster, though. Not like one that's been sitting
For sure.
at like Pet Supplies Plus and then fucking Red Lobster takes
Pet
it.
supplies.
They were right next to each other. Dude, there was do you remember in Bellevue there's a place called House of Lee?
Nope.
They owned a fucking pet shop right next to it. and they had like exotic fish there.
Really?
And I was like, oh, so when they die, you fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Like it was recycling. It's like, what the fuck?
Surf and turf's a good choice though.
Yeah, I love like crab legs, man. But the problem with them is they're like almost a dessert food.
Yeah.
Because they don't fill you up.
Not at all. Me and Antoinette just went. We were driving up to Market District.
Yeah.
To go buy crab legs because we weren't going to drop a rack at fucking
Do
Red
you know
Lobster.
how to boil them and shit?
You steam them and everything.
I'm intimidated by it. Is it hard?
It's not hard, but
No?
you can find anything on Google. But we were on our fucking way there and we got wrecked into, so it threw everything off. We didn't even get them yet. I still have not got crab
What
legs.
are your 3?
My 3 what?
Oh, you only pick one. What's your death row meal?
My death row meal? Huh. I would have 24 karat wings from Streets. They're honestly, dude, you know, I gas them up all the time. Their fucking wings are the best of all time.
Yeah?
I'll go to bat for them over anything.
Oh, I'm laughing because is that the gold dipped ones?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking you're talking that bougie
Fuck
shit
no.
where they're like
24
$6
karat
for you to
wings.
Dip
No.
I was like, fuck you.
Streets on Carson has, you know, it's a hidden menu item, no big deal. But they're called 24 karat wings, and they are
They
phenomenal.
spicy?
No, they're not really spicy. It's almost like it's like a barbecue mixed with like a dry rub almost.
Ooh, I'm going there.
Yeah, it's
Can
unreal.
I say that? Will they give me it?
Tell him the fucking podcast sent you. We'll see how Matt feels about it.
All right.
He sometimes got a stash. You know, I also love. I also go to town with like random shit like manicotti. You know, I'm not really picky whatsoever. That's why I look like this.
Yeah.
That's why I look like this.
Same, bro.
But I can go all day with food. Sushi, manicotti,
I like sushi.
fucking pizza, dude. I love it all.
Who's your best pizza in Pittsburgh? I'm a
Ooh,
Fiore's guy.
Shit. Come on now. A little bit overrated.
My mom works there, so I
Does it? Does she? It's a little bit overrated
She
for
just
me.
does the cash register.
Some people all day will say, "Oh, Fiore's, Minio's ain't for
fuck
me."
Minio's, dude.
It ain't even that good. I'd say the best pizza. Honestly, you want to hear what it was? You ever eat at Benny Fiero's?
No.
Benny Fiero's is in the South Side. There's pizza slices that are literally like probably 2 foot long, but he's boys with Matt at Streets, and he had a baby shower recently, and I think Matt gave him chicken wings and the 24 karat wing sauce, and he made like a custom pizza
Shut
with
the
it.
fuck up.
Dude, it was crazy.
I gotta go to these places.
You never been to Streets?
No, take me.
I will go with you
Let's
whenever
go.
you'd like. We could do that.
Seriously, I will 100% go.
All right. All right. So the last question that I ask everyone is if you could have a conversation with anyone, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I think I said this last time. Eminem.
Eminem?
Yeah, I think he's so interesting.
He's interesting.
I would want him to be nice though. You know what I mean?
I think he would definitely be nice.
I just want to know about him, man. Because like you see his character, you've seen 8 Mile, and you see all the shit he says. It's so controversial.
Yeah.
And then you hear about him about hitting his girlfriend, and all. I just want to know like the real him.
Yeah, the real questions. And I think I need to like explain it a little bit better whenever I ask people like alive or dead, who would it be and why. My perfect scenario for this is like for you to be able to sit in a room with the person you want to talk to and not have all the like celebrity fan weirdness out of the way and just have
Okay.
a regular conversation.
So no interview shit then.
No interview shit.
Okay,
it's just
so
you
then
and
fuck
him.
Eminem. I wouldn't go with him. I would go with somebody. You know who would be fucking fun? Is Chris Farley.
100%. That
I
would be
would
so
love to
good.
hang out with Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. I always say Robin Williams. You know, I would love to talk to
Yeah.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Mac Miller would be dope to talk to.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, I loved his music, but you know, it's always a little bit interesting to hear what people got to say.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because they say Farley was such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
But he was so funny, and I can't really think of another comedian or somebody talented that they're not on 100% all the time, but they just have it. And he just seems like one of them guys that just would be fun.
Did you watch that song that Adam Sandler
I
did?
bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, dude, I 100%
I
cried.
cried during that, and then when he did the Grow Old With You, but he sang about his actual wife. Dude, Waterworks. My girlfriend woke up next to me. He's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're crying." Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's
Go
like,
back to sleep, bitch.
I ain't crying.
Totally crying.
All right, dude. Unreal podcast.
So fun.
Unreal. The Barstool shit, Louis shit, all the death row questions.
You should make this a 2-parter.
You want to make this a two-parter?
I would, only because it's 3 hours long.
This podcast?
Yeah.
This one, we're about to wrap up on 2 hours. This is perfect.
Is that a good one?
This is perfect.
Is that a good time?
Fuck yeah.
People listen the whole way through?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
I'm doing some
awesome.
insane shit with this podcast.
Yeah?
Dude. We're on another level
Let's
with us. So plug all your shit.
I don't care. Follow me at Matt Light Comedy on every social media thing, and then on Instagram, yeah, all that. And then my Snapchat is Mayor Pittsburgh. Just honestly, like, I'm not going to promote shows or anything. Just, you know, if you like my stuff on Instagram or Facebook, you think it's funny, just like it, share it, and hit me up, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Matt is a wonderful person. I will link all the shit below. Like I said, the first 3/4 of this podcast, we talked about Matt's journey through this fucking gauntlet of Barstool gargantuans with a half eye. And, you know, if you want to watch it all and see what he had to do. And
yeah, message me, because I illegally have a copy of it, so I'll just send it to you.
yeah, just message him, Matt Light Comedy.
Yeah.
For everyone else listening, always thank you so much. This podcast is really taking off. I got new shirts coming next week. Let's get it.
Oh, I need one.
I got one for you tonight, actually. Remind me to get it.
serious?
Yeah, for sure. Everyone else out there listening, you can find me on Instagram. I'll call you right back. Find me anywhere else. I'll call you right back. I got a website coming. Just got a whole bunch of new stickers. We got pins. We got shirts. We're on a whole nother fucking level. There ain't no one in this city doing this shit better than me right now.
Dude, I'm about to like hit the stage with you right now.
I'm about to run through this fucking wall. All right. Thanks for listening. And I'll call you right back. Peace.